everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Today's episode 23 of
Sheesh.
Manifest Monday.
hmm
And today's topic is society, man. We're going to be talking about gatekeeping. What is gatekeeping? What are some things that, what are some reasons why people actually gatekeep? So, yeah, for everyone who been here today, thank you for joining us, guys.
hmm
We're here every Monday at 6 p.m. So if you're new, make sure you join us.
Yeah,
Let's get started, guys.
and that's 6
So what?
p.m.
Oh, 6 p.m. Mountain
5
Time. Just
p.m.
want to make that clear.
5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, just in case. That's 7 p.m. Central time. So I hit every single time zone. So I don't want to hear no excuses.
Come on.
So I want to get started. So what do you guys thoughts on gatekeeping? Right? Is this something negative? Is this something positive? Like, what are you guys' opinions and like thoughts on that?
I can kick it off, man. For me, it's something I never really understood until I got a little bit older, right?
Right.
Um, I think it's it's of course a negative thing in my mind, right?
Right.
To really like get into a position and then just try to like block other people from getting in that position. That's what I kind of look at as a gatekeeper, like,
Right.
or just like I'm, like a security guard at the club. Like, nah, only you're good. Nah, none of y'all. Nah, you're to the back of the line, bro.
Yeah,
Like, I don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what it's kind of like. Is it's like somebody literally at the gate. Like, I'm in this position and I'm blocking people out. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna lie. As time moved on, my perception changed a little bit about it, and we can get into that a little bit later. But my
Right.
first initial answer is I think it's a negative. I
yeah,
think it's a negative thing
absolutely.
to gatekeep opportunities. You feel me?
Yeah, and
Right.
piggybacking off of that, I agree. I think from a general perspective, gatekeeping was always a little odd. Like to me, someone else winning isn't going to infringe upon my winning.
Right.
Like by any like someone else's success isn't going to infringe upon mine. So like I just never understood why certain people gatekeep opportunities and whatnot. To P's point, I think there are certain reasons now, having gotten older and whatnot now, that I do understand gatekeeping, but I think just be easy to asking like define gatekeeping. I think just like withholding opportunities and maybe information. That's what I think of like
Right.
gatekeeping.
Hmm.
Like
Right.
that's essentially what you're doing is withholding information, opportunities, whatever the case may be. But from a general perspective, I think we talked about that last week or the week before that. We talked about how important. Oh yeah, with Mosh, how important sharing knowledge and resources with people is,
Right.
right? But I think we'll get into a little bit later as why you may not do that in those opportunities. But DG, what you think?
No, I kind of agree with that though. However, man, I feel like at first I thought it was negative, but like as time goes by, I feel like there are certain times when I believe that gatekeeping is good, right?
Yeah.
For example, I have this like, let's say if you're in a class with somebody, right? Information, you work hard, you work throughout the entire semester, you do all the homework and everything, and they're the one who, you see them out every weekend, like not working hard and partying, and then they just want to come over for you to like spill all the information, give them everything, right? Yes, you can be a gatekeeper, but like, nah, man, I'm not giving you that, blah, blah, blah. But for me, I think it makes sense, right? If I work so hard for all that information, it doesn't make sense to just kind of like give that to you because you just won that. You didn't
hmm
work for it. You just feel entitled to it. So I feel like sometimes people feel entitled to things, and whenever you're in a position of power, they just expect you to just give them whatever information that they demand without putting in the work. So for me, I see that's what I see sometimes. Right. So
Yeah.
based on that, I was like, man, like, what do you want all that? Like I did everything. You just out here to just get it
hmm
out from me. Like you're not willing to do
Yeah.
anything.
Yeah.
And I just want to chime into that because Be Easy said I think the world turned good niggas bad, and it's kind of like what you're saying, though, bro. It's like it becomes a thing like where people just because you did something or you got to a certain level, people just feel like literally entitled to your same situation.
Absolutely.
Right.
Like they could just skip all the steps and just jump there with you because you did it.
Yeah.
And I know you, so you should
Yeah.
be able to just put me in position. You know what I mean? But the kind of dilemma I feel like that comes from both sides is from the gatekeeping side, they're the ones that choose who deserves it or not.
Yeah.
Right? Like that, like it's kind of it's still the security kind of thing. It's like I'm the one that chooses who deserves it or not. So it's kind of, I guess it depends on who's in that position, right? Because some people don't care how hard you work. They just like, nah, bro, I don't want you to get in my position. So maybe as I got older, I realized it's not so much of a negative thing as long as what's your intention.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's like, you might have an opportunity, but you just know like the person that's asking for it is maybe even if you want to help them, but they're not ready. Like you might want to be like, I need you to do a couple things before you're ready because I don't want to mess up this connection I have, and I don't want, you know what I mean, like you to fall on your face. I actually want to help you, so I would say do this first before, and then I'll connect you. You know what I mean? So I just think as I got older, my perspective changed on it. When I was younger, I was just thinking because I was good at music, people should just put me in position. But it's like maybe I need to be, you know what I mean? Maybe I am I supporting their events? Am I, you know what I mean? Am I adding value on the other side of that, or am I just like asking for my hand? Like I should, just because I'm good, you should just give me something.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
I think you hit that on the money. Go ahead, DJ.
Some people just expect handout, bro. You know, I don't like. For me, it's like people who expect handout and they're not willing to put in the work. It's like, bro, I'm not just gonna give you everything, right? Be able to do something, be able to like contribute. And I feel like most of the time, people just want you to just give them stuff without giving anything in return. Like, things have to be reciprocal, bro. Like, you can't always take away. I feel like people are just like, people want to exploit you with that when it comes to that, right? They just want to take away from you. And it's kind of like exploitation. They're just taking away from you. That they're not giving anything back to you. So I feel like then the gatekeeping makes sense, right? Because if you feel like everyone around you or just trying to take resource away from you without giving anything in return, then it makes sense to just like not give them like nothing back. Because what am I getting out of it, right? It doesn't always have to be transactional, but I feel like sometimes, especially people around you, whenever you're in a position, bro, they just want things from you. Oh, he's out there. Oh, he's famous now. Ramond, put me on. You know, like, Z, like, come to my wedding. Like, you know, I mean, DJ for me without, like, they don't want to pay. They don't want to do anything. Like, hook me up with the next connection. No, bro, you got to put in work a little bit.
Yeah. And I think P hit that on the money earlier with saying adding value. I think that's a big piece. Is a lot of people have all these expectations, but aren't bringing anything to the table. You know, like I think even there's plenty of circumstances where we could talk about this. Like, for instance, in the dating world, like everybody wants a Barack Obama, but like you're not a Michelle, or maybe the opposite. If you want a Michelle and you're not a Barack, you know, like kind of thing. Like you can't have all these wild expectations and not be bringing anything to the table. And I think, to your point, DG, of reciprocity, that's where a lot of people in these circumstances where it does just come across as entitlement. It's just like, okay, so for instance, let's say I went to high school with somebody, like, or let's just say it's somebody from like college we all know, like we know them, but they don't really like know us, right? You know, but like when we get to a particular level of success, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know DG. I know Ramond, I know Z, like that, like them is my guys, you know, like, and now all of a sudden they want access to everything, like because they think they know us, which like you know my existence, you know I exist. You met me once before, you know, maybe a couple times. We might have partied together at one time. I was wild in college, so you know, cool, you know, but that doesn't mean that you know me. That doesn't mean that you know all the things that we went through to get to where we are now, and all what that journey entails. And I think a lot of people, to the point we were talking about earlier, a lot of people always want to like skip past all those steps and just take the elevator up as opposed to taking the steps. And that's where the miscommunication comes involved. And that's where it's just like, I understand why gatekeeping would be a thing, right? You know, I think it's still, to Easy's point, he said it's still negative. I mean, like technically you are withholding information, right? You are withholding opportunities from somebody, but it's just like, what have you really done to merit this, right? You know, and I believe in it just as much as like like tip culture, right? Like it's the service industry, right? Like we've gotten so outrageous with this tip culture that like, like, bro, like, how do you deserve a tip? Like, you didn't do anything, bro. Like that, right? Like, you know, like, I think it's the same thing with tip culture. Like, to me, it's all merit based. Like, I think if you put in the work and you really added value to this experience or to like my life in any particular way, then
Right.
absolutely I
Right.
will reward you.
Right.
But if you didn't do anything to merit that, then no. Like
Right.
I don't think there's anything, and I think people who are having their hands out and expecting all these things to
Right.
just fall into their lap without putting in work, that's just
Correct.
laziness at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Correct.
That's just not the route. We're taking the steps to success. We're not fast tracking in any way. We're not taking any escalators, any elevators. We are literally step by step building it up and getting to where we're going. And a lot of people just want to skip all of that. And it's just like, nah,
Right.
that's not how we rock. And so I understand, like I said, technically it is still negative,
Right.
but I mean, at the same time, it's just like, bro, like you don't understand my struggle. You know, like
Right.
you don't understand
Yeah.
you don't understand my journey.
Right.
And it's not your journey. Like everyone's journey is gonna look different too.
Right.
So, you know, like it is what it is.
So
I mean,
I got a follow-up question real quick just to ask y'all because we're on this point. Is there a reason that, like, I definitely understand
right.
like gatekeeping sometimes opportunities, right? Because
Right.
your name could be attached to something, right?
Yeah.
Your
Right.
name could be like, I built these connections. Maybe I'm just not giving it. I just don't feel like that. You know what I mean? Maybe you surprise me and you do something, but just knowing you, I might not know that you like. If I make this connection, it's going to ruin two connections, mine and
Right.
yours, right? Because
Right.
now me and you got a problem for what you did, and then they look at me like, don't send me no more people over to me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, so sometimes that can happen. But my question actually is there a real reason to gatekeep information though? Because I'm on the other side of that with information. If somebody asks me something, I'm never gonna hold information from them.
Right.
Agree.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Opportunities is a different thing, but like
Right.
the information
Right.
part, I'll tell you what you need to know. I'm not gonna do it for you. I might not always connect it for you, but I'll
Absolutely.
give you the information. I'll give
Yeah.
you the
Right.
game
Yeah.
exactly what I did. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Right.
And that's what Be Easy just said. He actually said that you mentioned that a couple of weeks ago. Is even if you gave a person the exact instructions on how to be successful, how to get wealthy, all that stuff, still only a small percentage would do it.
yeah,
Right?
Right.
And that's because you can give any person a blueprint, right? But
Right.
how many people are actually going to achieve the same result that you did?
Mhm.
That
Right.
percentage of people is very small. You know, it's because people, to the point we just talked about, are very lazy. You
Right.
know, people, you can literally lay brick by brick, step by step, how we made this happen, and people still aren't going to Kent's point. People still aren't going to execute because gathering the information and then actually like putting the information to use, you
Right.
know, are two completely different things, you know, and so most people just don't know how to execute at the end of the day.
Right. I mean, I agree. There's no reason why you should hold that. But however, I do understand why some people would gatekeep, right? Number one, because of scarce.
Information.
Yeah, yeah, right. I do understand that because number one, it could be competition, right? So let's say if you're in a certain industry and then you put someone on game and that person creates something similar, now that's
Mm-hmm.
a competition for you,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's why I would understand why other people would do that. And also number two, because like scarcity too, right? Because maybe they might feel like there's no limited resource, and whenever they give that information, going with competition, the other person might be able to kind of like take whatever they once had from them, So
Mm-hmm.
that's why I feel like those some of the reasons why people gatekeep. But I personally believe that once you have information, especially people who are around you, your group mate, because you can't be the only person in your group, your network, better than everyone else who's like mediocre. I believe that you should always elevate people with you, people who want to go to the top, because not all the time something might have want to go on the top, but not everybody won't have that passion and desire to go with you. So yes, I believe in elevating, picking people up with you, man. So, but I do understand why people would gatekeep,
Yeah.
like competition and all that stuff
Yeah.
Yeah.
too.
And I'm glad you brought that up. Competition is a big thing too, right? And I think that's about intent too. Like if you gave someone like the blueprint on how to do something and then like they literally like, so for instance, DG, let's say you gave someone the blueprint on how to create the same business that
Right.
you did, and they create the exact same business, like pretty much take your name, change it, like,
Right.
and just copied everything, and like that's borderline. Like, I mean, I know what we're doing here. Like, I gave you the information, but do you feel like that's like an overstep? Like, if they're trying to do like
Right.
like you, even though you gave them the
Yeah,
information, right?
I'm not cutting up. Z, that happened in high school, bro. I give one of my homework to copy, bro. He pretty much plagiarized everything
Yeah.
word for word, and I got into trouble. Like you're like, who was the first to submit this? I was like, bro, you could have changed something a little different, pretty much copy everything word for word. so,
That's
so like it's
nuts.
like going
Yeah.
back talking like so at the end of the day, you know, like my grade got ruined because yeah, I gave him the information, I gave him a free game, but he wasn't creative enough to like, you know what, to paraphrase and come up with his own like idea or whatever.
Yeah.
He
You
pretty
gave
much he was
him too
lazy.
much game.
Right. He was lazy. He was
You gave him
lazy,
too
and he
much
just
game,
did
huh?
everything. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I understand because that's the
Yeah.
competition part of it, right? Because now because some people are shady, bro. You might put him in position, and they're gonna forget that you put him in position, and they're gonna start to like compete with you. You
Yeah.
know,
Mm-hmm.
so it
Hmm.
all depends on the right person too. So I think I understand why someone will want to like gatekeep and not like share every information with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of
Yeah.
times that probably comes from something happening to them before. Like
Right.
somebody already like kind of did that to them. Like they didn't have somebody stole my homework story. You know what I'm saying? It might be in a different realm, but like if that
Yeah.
happened to them, it might make somebody more reserved on giving opportunities. Like,
Yeah.
yo, you know what I'm saying? I don't just, you know what I mean? Especially depending on what it is in.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right.
mean? So
And to that point, Kent actually brought up a good point. He said gatekeeping has more to do with politics and strategy. Everyone has their own reasons. I think gatekeeping and nepotism, like those things overlap a lot. Like nepotism is essentially like just favoring, right? Like I'm gonna choose who, to the point of like a bouncer, right? I'm gonna choose who I'm gonna let in. Like that's nepotism, right? I'm favoring certain people. Oh, that's my homie. That's my mom. Of course, like I'm gonna give them the information and stuff like that. But
But is
somebody I
that
knew.
bad though? Is that bad if the bouncers allowing all the baddies to go in? That's good for us, right? If we're in the club.
it's good
I
for
mean,
business. It's good for
I
business.
just,
And a lot of times when you break it down, a lot of times the bouncer does know what he wants the club to look like.
right,
He wanted all baddies and ballers
yeah,
in there.
you know,
You know what I'm
so
saying? Like he probably, so
yeah, yeah,
so is
is
it
it
always a bad
negative?
thing?
Is it always negative? Because now you want to go there. Now you see the IG, like, God damn! I see all the now on Saturday. You call me, hey DG, let's go to this one club because I see the Instagram. They got all the baddies in there. Let's go there.
yeah.
So is that a bad? So it's not. I don't know. It just depends from like the motive. I don't think it's always negative, right? It can be negative, but I don't think it's always negative.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I mean, to that point, there's always pros and cons to that, like, right? Like
Right.
there's pros to everything. But like with nepotism, right? Like if we're talking about favoring, right? When I'm
Define
on,
nepotism, Z. Define nepotism for me real quick.
Let's
I,
see.
I
right,
think I know what you mean, but
Let's see.
put
all
me
right,
on
I
real quick.
I'm gonna read you the exact definition of what nepotism. So nepotism is the act of granting an advantage, privilege, or position to relatives or friends in an occupation or field.
Got you, got you,
These
got you. Okay.
fields may include, but are not limited to, business, politics, academia, entertainment, sports, religion, healthcare, so on and so forth. So,
Right.
you know, Kent said it, bloodline rules, right? Like at the end of the day, nepotism it can be viewed as bad from the outside looking in, right? But
Right.
like from the inside, like when we're successful, right? Why would I not want to put my people on? Like so,
Yeah.
like that's the thing too. Like like trying to find that balance. Right now, I'm not saying everyone we know needs to be put on because like at the
Right.
same, not everyone is. I don't want to necessarily say deserving is the word, but not everyone has like earned that opportunity yet, like kind of thing. And so now to that point, we can share the information with them, kind of thing. I can show you how to trade stocks. I can show you how to trade options. I can show you how to do this. Are you actually going to do it? 90,
Hmm.
95% of people probably aren't going to, at the end of the day, but that's what nepotism is. And long story short.
I mean,
Which I don't
what?
think always sounds like a bad idea. It sounds like what's the difference between that and like generational wealth? Like I'm
Exactly.
trying to put
It's
people into
favoritism.
position that my people into position,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, it's
it's
not.
interesting though.
I mean, it's not. I don't think it's always negative, right? What if I have a secret sauce, right? The reason why I'm thriving, right? I'm
Hmm.
not gonna share that one exact ingredient with everyone,
Yeah,
right? I might give you
yeah,
like a little overview, but I can't really share everything because that's one thing. That's like my competitive edge. That's one thing that makes me
yeah.
unique, right? So if I give that information, then I'm not unique no more. So for me, it's like I understand it's not always negative,
Yeah.
because they can be positive. Because
All
like
right.
they,
So I think we're all pretty much on the same page with gatekeeping. Like this, it's teetering the line, right? But I guess my question is there any real benefit to Gatekeeping then? Like, is there any benefit from it?
To me, no, right? But I guess there is when you put it like that, DG.
right,
Like competitive advantage, right?
right,
Short term, there is a short term benefit to it when you look at it like that, like competitive advantage. If I figured out something, and you know what I mean, it gives me my competitive advantage, then maybe that is the benefit.
right,
Short term though, because to me, I don't know. It all comes down to the other person's intentions, right?
Yep.
Because like let's put it like this. Like let's say like I have a good relationship with a bar owner and I'm trying to put on a show, right?
right,
He gives me a specific price on what he lets me book the venue out for. Now somebody else asked me like, "Yo, I see you doing events there. What they charge you?"
right,
The
right,
benefit might be like to not mess up his pockets though,
Yeah.
because
right,
it's like he's giving me that price because of the relationship we have.
Absolutely.
It's like I'll give you the connection. I'll get his number, but I don't know if I can tell you the price that he gives me because that's
right,
not, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like you can't go to him and be like, yo, you only charge Ramond this amount.
right,
Why are you gonna charge me double?
Yeah.
right,
It's like, well, but that's because we didn't exchange services. I didn't, you know what I mean? So maybe I did 5 events free in the past and we split the bar. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like I feel like it can protect certain entities and relationships sometimes by
right.
gatekeeping in a weird way. You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
Yeah.
we see it in the corporate world a lot, right? That's why companies have trademark, right? Because what's the reason like having a trademark? Because you don't want anyone to like copy that, like
Absolutely.
exact trademark. Why do you have like some proprietary software? Because you don't want anyone else to like replicate and do that, right? Because those are the things that make your business thrive. So the other business can just come and copy that without a gatekeeper, they might be able to like put you out of business.
Hmm.
So that's why I can say the positive side of it. If you look at it from more like from like a corporate standpoint. For like your friends around you, man, like putting them on game, I would say no,
It
right?
makes
Don't gatekeep,
no
right?
sense.
Yeah, it makes no sense, right? If your friends are around you, if you did something like you investing in stocks, like yeah, share that knowledge, help them become better if they are trying to learn. But my thing is like, bro, sometimes, however, though, there are people like who are not willing to do the work, man. They just want you to just give them hand out, and those are the things that I have a hard time. They want you to do everything. They want you to make the phone call. They don't want to do anything and just give them everything.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah, that's kind of hard, bro.
It's
So
it's that entitlement mindset we talked about, right?
Yeah.
Is people just want what's easy, and they know that you've done it. DG, you did it. So like in their mind, they think it's easy, right? Because you did it. Like I know you and you did it, so it's got to be easy.
right,
But it's just like you don't necessarily know, and they just feel entitled to all the same resources, everything that you did. It's just like yeah, like all right, put me on,
yeah.
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of just
You
to,
heard this with athlete, bro. Sorry for cutting you. You heard it with athlete all the time, right? When they're with their families and friends, like want money from
absolutely,
them, like without any, like just give me money. Oh yeah, you have this contract. Just give me money now. Like I'm entitled. Like what?
yeah,
I did all the work, bro. Like, are you just gonna go and blow that money out with strippers and while I'm working so hard?
yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
So
there's literally accounts of celebrities, athletes, all this stuff, literally being sued by their relatives, like
Yeah.
right,
because they feel so entitled to something, right? Like literally, like you decided to file a lawsuit against me because you feel like you're entitled to what I've built, but you didn't contribute to it in any way, and so it's tough, man. Like, obviously to be Easy's point, he said he's a hopeless romantic with wanting to help people, right? Like,
right,
I think I agree in a lot of that aspect, right?
right,
Like, I naturally want to bring out the best in people. That's just like
right,
something that like
right,
I naturally always just want to do. Like, and I can't help it, right? I don't want to like withhold information and
right,
opportunity, stuff like that. I do just want to genuinely help people. But I do think a big piece of that is what we talked about is intent, right?
right,
Like
Mm-hmm.
I know that like a lot of the people who we are surrounded by, their intentions are pure
right,
at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
right,
I know if I give you information, you're not going to sit here and throw that back in my face and somehow try to use it to then bring about like a lawsuit. Like it's just like, oh, I'm suing Z's ass. You know, like
Yeah.
I'm gonna get him for everything he got. You know, and it's just like, I think a big piece of it is based on character, right? You know, and just like understanding who that person is and what they want. And you can't always know, right? I think you can't always know what that intention is, you know, and I think that's why you have to have certain things in place, like trademarks, like prenuptial agreements and stuff like that. I think you have to have certain things in place, NDAs and stuff like that, so people just know, like, hey, like, I'm sharing this information with you, but like, don't fuck me over, is what I'm saying. Like you know, ultimately at the end of the day, and I think you have to be mindful about how you move, especially someone can have pure intentions, but like also I think temptation can be really real. When people start becoming successful, when money starts rolling in, you know, greed can settle in. I don't think that necessarily applies to a lot of the people we know, you know, because I think our network of people is a very tight knit group, and we believe in certain things, but like you just never know, right? Like if $1 billion just lands on the table and then it's just like, shit, how do we divvy this up, right? You know, like I know that probably everybody on here right now is just like, we gonna all take an equal slice. That's cool. Some people are not like that though. Most people aren't, honestly. Most people are gonna be like, nah, I want 60%. Y'all can get the 40%, like, you know, kind of thing. Like we're not splitting this equally, you know, like, and you know, I don't know. It's just there's a lot of layers to it.
Right, and another thing too, I would say it's ego, right? Most people are egotistical. At the end of the day, the reason why, let me say this here, because I think most of the time people want to be the head, they want to be on top, so they will hold information from their friends, because at the end of the day, they don't want their friends to be on their level, right? Like there's a quote, right? People want to see you do good, but not better than them, right? Because at the end of the day, they believe that if they put you in game, there's a possibility that you're going to be better than them. You know, now they don't want that. So they're going to withhold this information from you, and because they want to go out and everyone to be complimenting them. Oh, damn, bro, you're doing so good, bro. Your business is taking off. But they don't want to put me on game. They don't want me, you know, to be at that level. They just want to be on top. So I feel like that's some of the reason why people do that, because of ego. They just want to be the boss. Right?
And that's kind of touches the same point as what Be Easy just said. Is like if someone's shine dims your light, then something's wrong with your light, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you said, is, you know, they want to be that face, man. I heard something similar, but on the other side of that, right? It was a shout out to Steve Stout, man. I really love how he thinks in a lot of different spaces. But what he said is, you can get anything done that you can put your mind to. You can get anything done as long as you're willing to not take the credit.
Right.
And I was like, damn, that's crazy, right? Because sometimes people want the credit so bad that they just can't get things done. Like, you know what I mean? Like they just not willing to work with somebody, or no, you make sure that I did this. But if you're willing to not take the credit, sometimes you can just be like, you can have the credit. This is what I'm trying to get done.
Yeah.
So I don't really care who gets the credit of it. As long as this gets done, you know what I'm saying? So it was like the opposite perspective of that I was like, that's kind of dope to, you know, just hear that perspective, that side of it. You know what I mean?
And I think to DG's point, sometimes you have to put your ego aside and understand when that right opportunity presents itself, right? You know, I think there are opportunities where it's just like, all right, cool. Like, let's say, for instance, like I wrote a movie script, and it's just like I'm so obsessed with getting the credit for it. Like I gotta have my name attached to it, you know, kind of thing. But if I can remove that piece and be like, all right, like maybe I could just sell this, and like, you know, like maybe they own the rights to it, and I'm still accomplishing the same thing, right? Like my movie is being made, but like I may not get the credit for it, and I get that, like that credit, you do want that credit to a degree, right? Because it's that like validation, right? You know, I think sometimes we want validation, but at the end of the day, the bigger goal is to put yourself in an opportunity where it's just like, all right, cool, like I got that opportunity. I know that they're going to come back to me and ask me for an even bigger opportunity next. So I think it's just always like playing chess at the end of the day. Like, you know, like if this move is going to help me like stay 10 moves ahead, you know, in the future, then like I think that's something that's worth exploring. Because at the end of the day, like we all want credit. That validation feels good.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't care what anybody says. Like
Yeah.
it does. Like you want to feel validated to a degree, but you just have to know like when to put your ego aside, because ego can be a hell
Right.
of a drug.
Right. It can be.
Egos kill a lot of opportunities, honestly.
Fact, bro. And my thing, and the reason most people forget that if they put their friends on, especially people who are closer to them, at the end of the day, it's more opportunity for you, right? Because now imagine that you start a business, right? It's successful. Now you put me on, you put Ramond on. God forbid something happen, right? We are your friends. We're gonna definitely like pick you up, because you're the one who got us there, But most people forget that. They just want to be the only one that everyone can run to. Because at the end of the day, God forbid something happens to you. You don't have anyone of influence. You don't have people who are in a position to help your business. So I feel like that's why it's important. If you are somebody who's doing good, making sure that all the people who are around you, your circle is growing. You can be the
Yeah.
only one that's growing and your circle is diminishing. Then there's something as a leader, I think you're not being an effective leader. At the end of the day, you're just focusing on you.
Yeah.
You're not looking at the long term picture. That's what I
Yeah.
believe.
And bro, that point is so big to when you think about it like that, in the sense of like I'm all the way on the other side of gatekeeping, because I always felt like if I just throw oops, I first off, I don't even care. I don't care if somebody does better than I like
Right.
seeing other people win.
Fact.
I just do. You know what I'm saying? So like if I don't even need the credit. It's just like I'm gonna just throw oops because I like to see other people win. But the other piece to that is you end up taking like unexpected wins by doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Somebody else gets into a dope position and they like,
Right.
oh, Ramon was going to put me on this information that
Fact.
did this. Now we in a whole different opportunity because of something that happened way back here. You know what I mean? I think people kind of put out like don't understand like the potential of them winning by helping other people win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even if I think you should go into it with not thinking that, like not thinking I got to win out of this,
Right.
Yeah.
because then you're gonna be set up for failure if it doesn't happen. But if you go into it just like you know just with the intention of like I just want to help, I just want to, you know what I mean, I just want to see other people do good, you're gonna win by default. Like
Fact.
you're gonna take some unexpected wins that somebody can't even explain to you. Can't explain it to somebody how you got this new opportunity, because it's like, oh, I didn't even think about it. I was 5 years ago he asked me how to do this thing.
Right.
Now he's in this position up here and he just asked me if I wanted to come be involved. A lot of people remember that, and I think the biggest thing that we're talking about here is with gatekeeping. There's always going to be like people with negative intentions. Sometimes the gatekeeper has it, and sometimes the
Right.
person approaching the gatekeeper has it. It's the intention is
Right.
not like doesn't make either person is what I'm saying, good or
Right.
bad. It's like it's the intention behind whatever they are. The gatekeeper can have bad intentions to be like,
Yeah.
yo, I don't want to see you in my position, or the other person can have entitlement mindset, like I want to
Right.
step in and I want
Right.
what you got. I
Right.
want what you got. You don't deserve it. I want it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Right.
it depends on the intention of whoever that person is. You feel me?
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but like what about the people who are entitled though, right? Let's say if you have a friend, you made it, right? If you have a friend who is entitled, who reach out, like he like I want he's like I'm your friend. You should do this for me. Like, are you obligated to do that for that person then? Because I know if you said no, then technically quote unquote you're gatekeeping, right? Because you don't want to like share that information. So are you obligated now to like help people once you're in that position? Is it like an
Is it
obligation?
information? You said give me the specific. Give me a specific example.
I mean, all right, all right.
Nah,
So
because you
you
said
work.
information. Like
All right, finance. All right, you start a business. You worth like 30 mil. You have like your friend that you knew from middle school. He come out with a good business idea.
Mhm.
He was like, bro, I just want you to like put in work for me, right? Like talk to one of your investors. You just like let me present this business idea that I have. Like it's not money though, but it's just you to just like let him like meet one of your shareholder and present whatever business idea. But they were like they're obligated. They want you to do that. Like you have to do that for them. Like
I,
Um,
that's it's
because they're
that's a
like,
good
you
one.
my
That's a good.
friend,
it's the obligation piece
Right.
that doesn't sit
The
right.
obligation. That's what
That's
the word. The obligated is the one
no.
that is the piece that feels weird. And I know what you mean too. Some people act like that. Like
Right.
I know you.
Right.
You should do this.
You should
Right.
do
You
this. Now
have
you're in a
not. You have to.
position.
Not even that. You have to. And sometimes the other person on that obligation doesn't even understand how the inner workings of pieces work. Like you got a business idea, but you like is the business plan created? Is you know what I mean? Like have you done the have you seen like the market, how the market looks and how other people in the business, same business, are doing, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
I honestly think like in situations like that, it's almost like I don't mind doing it, but I don't like the obligation. But I don't mind doing it as long as like you're going into it understanding that, you know, our name is connected to this now. So
Right.
I need you to come to this thing correct. You know what I
Right.
mean?
I mean, you can't
Send it to
guarantee.
me first.
Right.
Send it to me
That's what
first, bro.
the
I'm gonna see
thing.
if it's
Right.
ready.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Because you
Yeah.
can't guarantee how they're going to respond, right? Because you can't guarantee
Yeah.
how they're going to show up. My thing is, however they show up, now that's on you. That's your
Yep.
reputation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you're the one
Yeah.
who recommended that person. So you know, at the end of
Yep.
the day, now it's on you. So I feel like that sometimes that's why most people are a little more skeptical, right? When it comes to like putting in words and everything for, especially everyone, you know, because they
Yeah.
whatever they do, that's
Yeah.
gonna come on you. Or Diamond recommended him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Z recommended him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's one of
What you
those
think,
things like
Z?
what do? Are you a gatekeeper or not?
How you coming in that same exact situation? Obligation and all, brother.
Right. You're obligated to
I
do
think
this.
similarly in like the obligation piece doesn't sit well with me. Like I don't think I think that approach is just wrong out the gate. Like bro, you're obligated to do this for me.
Yeah.
Right.
That's not something that I've like ever like that's ever sat well with me
Right.
for
Yeah.
whatever reason. And I just to what we were talking about earlier, I think that comes from an entitlement mindset. Like you have to do this for me. Like it's almost like you better do this for me. And it's just like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Like hold up. And maybe that's my ego, right? Where I'm just like, I better hold up now.
Yeah.
Like you better relax is what you do. Like you better relax. um and so I don't know. Like I think in that same situation, I'm not just gonna give someone that opportunity. Like if they're looking to like connect with my investor for whatever reason, I think to P's point earlier of saying like, okay, if you really feel like this is an $1 million idea, right? Present it to me exactly how you would present it to this person, and I'll determine if this obligation will be obligated. I
Oh
think that
man.
approaches the situation. Like I that conversation is gonna be had first where like it's like, all right, you might need to change your tone, is what I'm saying. Like don't like the application is a little wild, that's a little reckless, but at the end of the day, I do want to see people win. Like at the
Right.
end of the day. And your shine isn't gonna take away from mine. I promise you. You know, like if I've done success when I got 30 M's in the bank, bro, like I don't really care about like about what you got going and what your success does and I hope that like obviously if I put you in that position you would think of me at some point and just be like, hey, like you would want that to be reciprocated, but I don't need that. Like I'm not trying to do good for people because I expect that in return. It's always nice when that's reciprocated,
Right.
right? Like it feels good, but I don't expect that. I'm not going in with the expectation like because you felt obligated I'm now like
Right.
obligated, like no, you owe me now, you know, kind of like
Right.
nah, that's not how I am.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I do want to naturally just see people win. So if you do have $1 million idea and I can be a part of it, then absolutely. Like if I can help you win and I think you earned it, like if you presented this idea to me and did it in a way where I felt compelled to be like, you know what, fuck it. You know, I am gonna reach out to my person and stuff like that. You earned it. All I'm saying is change your tone. That's all I'm saying. Change your tone. Relax with the obligation piece. That's all I'm saying. Change your
I,
tone.
What you doing, DZ?
I,
DG's not letting him.
DG's like,
He's
nah.
not connected. He's not
Nah.
connected to the investor at all, brother. Like
nah,
hell nah.
that like you said, man, it's kind of like the whole obligation, mindset, right? Like I'm not obligated to do anything for anyone, like I should be able to do it because I want to. The fact that you saying that I'm obligated to do this thing for you, that would kind of like turn me up a little bit, right?
Hmm.
Because I know that you gotta like, oh yeah, bro, I know we grew up together. You're obligated to do these things for me. No, man, I'm not obligated to do anyone. Like you said, man, I feel like you have to come up with ideas and reason why I should put you in that position, right? You should do things, show me some of your work, your prior work, things that you were done, like come up with a business plan, like everything written
Yeah.
out, so that way I can see and then make sure that the credentials, everything looks right, and I can hook you up with a nice person. But just the fact that I'm with you, we grew up together, I'm obligated to do that. I mean, that's kind of like, I don't like that mindset. It seems like going with that entitlement mindset. That person feels entitled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
I got a quick follow up. No, go ahead, Z.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was gonna kind of move the conversation a little bit and just ask if you guys have ever been on the other side. Because I got to be honest, right? Is it hard when you know somebody when you come up to respect their new price? Right. This is kind of like a kind of a different question, but if you know somebody, right, you know them personally. Maybe you guys weren't super close, but you know them. Is it hard for you to, in your mind, respect their new price? Right. Like, let's say they go do a whole bunch of stuff and then their price changes. Right. Like they say, like, you know, maybe it was a DJ or something that you used to book for events, and they used to charge you $250. Right. He goes overseas for a couple years. He starts making a lot of money and comes back to the same city, right? And he's doing a couple events around there. You ask him to DJ your event, and he's like, "Yeah, I could do it. You know, I charge, you know, $3,500, right?" Is it hard for you to just naturally just respect that price? I feel a way about this. I feel a way about this, but you know, like, what do y'all think?
I would say for me now, as I know about business and I've grown, I would say no, right? Because at the end of the day, if I didn't know that person, I would be willing to pay that to another person, right? Who's like has the same credential, resume, who has done similar things. So if I'm not having an issue paying another person similar price, why would I have an issue paying somebody, like that I know that they have a fixed price? And people do that all the time. People would rather spend like $1,000 on Gucci or whatever other brand designer and stuff like that. But if their homeboys or someone that they know have like something of value, they're not even willing to like spend $50. They're gonna complain, bro. Even I see that with Mickey, bro. Sometimes Mickey will throw a party at a club. It's $20 to get in, and people like cannot get a freaking discount to get in. No, bro, it's $20. You're not gonna go downtown to another club and pay after whatever balance. Can I pay $10 to get in when you know the price?
Yeah.
It's because you know him. Why do you want to pay less to get in?
Right.
Like sometimes we like to play people that we know. We want to exploit them, but now I would say no. I'd be willing to pay
that's
that
where
same
that
price.
mismatch in energy is real, because I think we're naturally people, like, we want to support our people. So if Mickey's like, yeah, bro, it's $20 to get in, bet, bro. Like, I was planning on going to the club regardless. So like, and if I know this is gonna help you out, I want to see you win, right? Like, bro, like, cool. Like, at the end of the day, like, yeah, it's just like, oh, I gotta pay $20 to get in the club. $20 ain't breaking my pockets. Like, first, like, I'm not trying to like.
If it is, you have no business in the club anyway.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
But to Kent's point, he said yesterday's price is not today's price, and I do agree with that. Like, we all recognize and respect and support growth at the end of the day. Like, if you're not growing, you're dying. Right? Like, so at the end of the day, if this person has done all these things and achieved all these things since the last time we worked, and the price changed from $250 to $3,500, that's a significant gap. So I think with the respect piece of the price, I may respect it, but I'm still not gonna pay it, though, is what I'm saying. Like I think those are two different things. Like, it's all about what the price is. Like, if someone's price was $250 and like a year from now that shit is like $5,000, I'm like, bro, I ain't got $5,000 to pay you for DJ this event. But that's just me being realistic, and I'll tell you that to your face. Like, it's not that I don't think you're worth that. I don't have it. I just like can't afford that, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, and that's where I'm saying, like, I will respect your price. Especially like if you have affirmed that price, like if you have validated that to me, that this price is worth it, I'll respect the hell out of it, because I like, hell yeah, bro. Like, I see you out here winning, you shining. Absolutely, you're worth that. I just can't pay it. Like, bro, I just can't pay that shit. I love that for you, bro. Like,
I promise,
I really
promise, bro.
Right.
If they paying you that next door, bro, go next door, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you deserve that, brother.
No,
I love that for you.
my question is, though, like, will you pay that to someone else, though, that does something similar, right? Will you be willing to pay that price?
I ain't got a big dog.
I I ain't
right,
got it, big dog.
I ain't got
right, and I
it,
agree.
big dog.
But right, but some people would rather pay that to someone else, though,
Yeah,
right,
Yeah,
than paying that to
and I
their
know what you
friend. That's kind of like,
mean by that too.
right,
Is like
right.
yeah, yeah,
I
It's not like if you don't have it, you don't have it. That makes sense, right? Because you don't have it. But
yeah
sometimes people have it, but they're like,
yeah.
man, I'm not paying Z for that. I'd rather pay this other person that price,
I
yeah,
the same
think the
price.
hard thing it is for them to understand value when they've been around you before.
yeah,
That's the
Correct.
hardest thing. Is like sometimes they understand your value in other places because you weren't around there. Like they never had access to you. So when
yeah,
people have access to you at any certain point in time, you might be the same exact size as another artist that's from California, the same exact size, same exact numbers, everything.
Right.
You didn't grow,
Right.
but they knew you in high school. You know what I'm saying? So it's
yeah,
kind of like it's hard for them to understand that you have the same value
yeah,
because they know you.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And I just want to play the other side of this. Because I agree with everything you guys say, and I always respect people's prices, and even like I said, if I do got it, then it makes sense. Let's do it. If I can't afford it, I just can't afford it. But
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. There was a certain time where I found myself even going into that mindset. Like, what, bro?
Right.
2,000? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I've even
yeah,
found myself like, yo, what? Like, how
yeah,
you gonna hit me for the two stacks? You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
then it's like, but at the same time, it's like if I know my price is growing,
Right.
you
yeah,
gotta really understand it. And I
yeah,
think that's just growth. That's
yeah,
Right.
growth. I don't want to just act like I always had the dope mindset to just be like,
Right.
yo, yeah, I always respected it. Like when I was younger, I just, you know what I'm saying? That's just the young me didn't really understand
Right.
it. Like
yeah,
the same way that people don't now. And then, you know, but as you grow, I think is you're supposed to be growing like you said. And
Right.
as your price grows and things grow, you gotta respect other people's prices for them to ever
absolutely.
respect yours. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
Um,
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
To add on that, I was make sure is that price worth it, right? If it's worth it,
absolutely.
then
Yeah.
yeah, right. Because I wouldn't want my friend just create like a white tee
Yeah,
and put his name on it, and he's selling that shit for like $1,000.
yeah.
I'm not freaking buying a white tee. I'm not.
That's a fact.
I'm
That's a
not buying a
fact.
white tee just because I
Yeah,
want to support you because you're my friend. I'm not doing
yeah,
that. It's way overpriced. That's why, like, no, nope. I ain't doing that,
Yeah.
right? It's
Yeah,
way
yeah, yeah, yeah.
overpriced. I gotta make sure that it's worth it, right? You just put like your name on the white tee,
yeah,
EG, and then
yeah,
$1,000. No, I'm not buying that. It gotta
yeah.
be
Yeah.
worth it. I gotta make
We,
sure
we,
that
I'll
whatever I'm
put it
paying
this
for
way.
is worth it.
I'll put it this way. If if I respect it and can pay
Right,
it, I will.
right,
Like if I
Yeah.
can afford it, I will pay it. Like if like I said, if it's validated
Bruh.
and I can pay it, I'm going to pay it.
right,
Like the day I'm saying if I can't afford it, then I will not.
fact,
Like you shouldn't be putting yourself in situations where you like you can't afford it, and then like I we've being in the event business and stuff like that. Like there's just been circumstances where it's just like we probably shouldn't
right,
have done that. Like at the end of the
Yeah.
day,
And
I'm
he
sure
talking about it right now. He talking
yeah,
about it right now.
Kent understands that too. Like
Sheesh.
we like just if you can't afford it, do not pay
yeah,
it. Like at the end.
Yeah.
But if you can't afford it, then absolutely you should pay it. Like I think to P's point we talk about this all the time, right? Accessibility is really real.
right,
Where people feel like to Kent's point, he said yesterday's price is not today's price. I'm gonna put it in a different perspective. We've elevated to a point, right? Let's say like 5 years from now at 40, like I'll be 40 and then we'll all be, obviously like more mature, more accomplished, more wealthy. And then this chick from high school hits me and is trying to spin the block. Bro, yesterday's pussy is not today's pussy, bro. Like, no, bro. Like, hell nah, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like,
Uh
what, bro? Like, I'm in here, I'm in here kicking it with like the Rihannas and shit,
the
and like
best.
you over here trying to throw me, like, bro, what? Like, no, yesterday's pussy
said
is not today's pussy, bro.
you
Like,
said
nah, bro.
you can keep it.
You can keep that to yourself. Like, I'm good. I am good.
That's crazy.
I'm just being real. Like,
Yeah.
like it's funny because people think when they have that access to you, it's just like, oh no, shit, we go back. Like, he he hit this back in the day. I'm gonna make sure nah. Don't do, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna don't ever put my name in your mouth. Like I'm gonna deny. No, I did not hit that. I ain't hit that.
Let's say,
No,
hey,
I
like
It's
didn't.
another,
You ain't got no proof.
it's
another.
fact, man. There's
Hey,
nothing
hold on,
wrong
guys,
as you
real
elevate to
quick.
change your access.
Kenny said he's trying to join, so you should add him to the
Yeah,
line.
of course, bro.
Yeah, of course. Mr.
Yeah.
Cat.
Request to get in.
But
Kenny, request Z.
Yeah, Z
Get in.
don't want nothing. Oh, he like, I had that in high school. I don't need that in 2028.
Nah, bro.
He said, how they
There you
good?
Yo,
What up, Kenny?
go.
Yo.
man, what's going on, y'all?
What's good, Ken?
What's happening, man?
What up, fam?
What's good, baby?
Another day, another headache, another dollar.
That's a fact.
Can I get
That's
an
it.
amen?
It comes with
Hey,
it.
man.
It comes with it.
That's an
I
amen.
snap to that. You know what I mean?
But hey, bro, I'm blessed, man. All is good. How y'all fellas doing? Y'all doing good?
Bless, bro.
We're good,
We good,
brother.
bro.
We're
Good day.
good,
Can't
man.
More
complain.
life, man.
You
More
know what I
life.
mean?
Man, y'all chopping it up in here. Y'all going crazy.
Come on, man. We got all the clip ups. You know what I'm saying? We got all the clip ups for later. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez Louise. Jeez Louise.
Yes, sir. How you feel, man? Chime in, man. You know this. You know the topic, man. And you've been here on multiple occasions, bro. How you feeling?
Man,
Mm-hmm.
many cool things y'all said, man. I feel like in my experience, and I've been doing it since I was 17, I feel like I've seen all twists and turns and angles. Like, this shit really is like WWE. So sometimes it is like sometimes you got to expect the unexpected with this shit. I learned a lot, like just rocking with y'all in college too, and just like rocking shows and just hard lessons that we had to learn, and then like even just coming back and strategizing and being like, yo, what worked, what didn't work,
Right.
what can we do next time? It's kind of like that ideologies like definitely help on long term, you know. So I feel like in the scene, definitely in Colorado, like we can have like that issue with ego,
Right.
but also, like after my stint in United Masters in Brooklyn, I also kind of show like lack of like focus and direction, and sometimes it's not even intentional. And so a lot of those A&Rs, like a bunch of different artists from Colorado too, and they
Right.
kept funky with me. And it's just a lot of analytics and metrics and certain checkpoints that record labels are looking for, pure point blank. It's a business, so it's sometimes very cutthroat. So it's like one way I want to be helpful for community and do X, Y, and Z, but also like we seen what happened to this man,
Right.
what happened to Nipsey.
Yeah.
So it's kind of
Right.
double-edged sword with humanity because there's a lot of people are not healed. And that goes with the art too. And that sometimes makes the most fire art. Sometimes that crazy
I
ass
know.
toxic, it'd be the shit we rock it to, right?
Right.
I know.
So it's kind of like, again, it's a weird balance in the universe. But for artists, bare minimum, it has to be treated like a business. Like if somebody that's like trying to compete, it has to be treated like a business. You know, like
That's a fact.
like LLCs and like financial advisor and entertainment attorney and things of that nature. You know, and it's a matter of what you want to build your brand to be.
Right.
It doesn't have to be Nike. It doesn't have to be or Cole or Kendrick. It doesn't have to be none of these people. You can be very well be Dom Kennedy. You very well can be Larry June.
Right.
You very well could be Joe
Russell.
K. You could
Right.
be,
Joe K. Exactly.
Russell. Yeah, you feel me? So there's so many lanes in music. Going within it, electronic too. Open my eyes with that, and they're very open minded and just like embrace everybody. So it's also a cultural thing we have to combat too with hip hop, because I think also like competitive nature is just automatically there. But sometimes it can build a crab in a barrel mentality when we really, at the end of the day, want an end goal. So yeah, it's tough to navigate like, where's my place? And I want to support my community, but I also have to take care of myself and pay the bills too.
Absolutely.
So I've been there where I was self-sacrificing to a point where I was like, man, I'm literally sacrificing for a bunch of artists, but I'm not really getting anything else in return.
I'm just
and it's not a bad thing.
Just paying at this point.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And it's just learning because I didn't know any better. But it comes with growth and maturity. Because like there was times when I was younger where it could be animosity, not towards anybody, but just I guess maybe disappointment or whatever. But I'm just kind of like learning as you grow. It's like, man, it just kind of comes with the game.
Yeah.
Like you go take like, not even say L's, but like kind of like just hits. You go take bumps.
Right.
And I think that's what makes this shit more crazy. And I feel like in my journey, the more I poured into my cup, the better. And it doesn't mean I keep up the homies, but yeah, the entitlement piece. The homies understanding like, bro, like I'm not in the same place where I used to be. I'm not my mom kicking it. Okay. Like 2K and vibe. Nah, dog. Business now, and like I want to put niggas on, but then it's like, what work are you doing? And there has to be value placed beyond just you, my cousin, or you, my brother.
Yeah.
I heard Rex Life Ross say something recently that I really fucked with. He was like, I don't mind role players as long as the role's defined.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like I don't for mine, you being a role player around what we got going, but like, what is the role that you're doing though? I need to know.
Right.
Like, let's define that piece. You know what I'm saying? If we're going, you know what I mean? So I thought that was just something that I fully feel you on that, bro.
Because a lot of people have that entitlement mindset where it's just like, I want to be a part of the team, but you don't even know like what position are you playing?
Yeah,
like, you know, like bro, I like you can't shoot, you can't dribble, you can't like pass.
you just
like, bro, like what
in the middle of the court standing around, you know what I'm saying? And waving at the cheerleaders and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you want to be the water boy, or like what are we talking about here? Like, you know, like, what is your role? Like, you know, at the end of the day. And I think, you know, just like we talked about, that accessibility is real when people know you, and they like it's hard to get out of that mentality. And that's something that I've had to like come across and like learn and really grow over the years, right? Is like, we always want to hold people to the same standard like when we knew them, right? Like, it's like, I knew him back in college, so I still think of him as the same Kent Washington, or the same DG, or the same PC. He's not Ramond, he's PC. I know him as PC. You know, people hold you to that same standard. It's just like, bro, I've accomplished so much and done so much. I'm not the same person that I was, you know, 12 years ago, bro. Like what are we talking about here? Like, you know, like there's the 21-year-old Z to like now 35-year-old Z. I'm a completely different person. Like, yeah, I still got the same core and whatnot, but like you made that you knew me, yes, but like I'm not that person anymore. There's so many different now, and people just want to hold you to that same standard, and it's just like, nah, like
that's true though.
that's not what the case is. Sorry.
Not it.
So I have a question for you guys, right? Saying you guys like artists, right? So let's say I'm not gonna say that. So when you guys make it big, right? You're mainstream. You have this homie from high school. You did this one song. The song is going viral. He's killing that song, and he hit you up, Z. Bro, I heard this new song, man. You know, I've been doing my little thing on the side. Can I do a remix?
Come on, man.
bro.
It's almost disrespectful at that point. It's almost disrespectful to, you know what I'm saying? It almost is. It's almost like, bro, what? I've been doing my little thing on the side. Like, let me get on the remix.
Let me go to
the little thing on the side already lets me know that conversation is not going anywhere. I've been doing my little thing on the side is that you treating it like a hobby at that point. Oh yeah, I've been doing my little, nah, bro. So like, you've been in your house recording on this like little like $35 USB mic that you've been fucking around with and not really doing shit. You've been horsing around, bro. That's what you've been horsing around. That's all you've been doing. You ain't really been about that life. And so,
come on, Mickey, you know better, man. You know better, man.
Nah,
you
man,
know
like,
better, bro.
Cool.
You know,
TV, so let the guys grow. What are you doing?
He said we out here gatekeeping, huh?
It's different. Like, if it was somebody who I knew and respected and has talent, like, and is actually taking this shit serious, it'd be different. Like, you know, like you know, somebody like, you know, like any one of us, it's just like, all right, bet, bro. Like, yeah, like, let's get it. Like, we gonna figure this out. Like, you know, like, and really, like, but to that point, we talked about earning your position, right? You know, like, it's like, all right, cool. I've been seeing you grinding, working and shit like that. And it's just like, yeah, bro, like, I have been, you know, like, but what you just been horsing around, just playing on the side. And
I mean, he been doing
all of a sudden,
SoundCloud and TikTok, kind of, you know, he been doing a thing on TikTok, SoundCloud, you know, like,
It's
his beat, it's not too bad.
You're hilarious, DG.
I hate you. I hate you, DG.
That's crazy.
Are you a gatekeeper? You gonna be a gatekeeper?
The funny thing is, to them, you might be.
Yeah.
That's what
you might be.
Right?
Yeah.
To them, you might be a gatekeeper in their mind. You know what I mean?
But to your point, DG, that we were talking about earlier, it's reputation, right? You know, like at the end of the day, like, okay, so what level of success were we talking about? Because we're talking about success. What level of success in this scenario, right? What level of success are we at?
I mean, he got few those SoundCloud and TikTok followers.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about us. Like what level?
Damn, like you like big, bro. Like touring around the world and stuff like that.
Yeah, bro. You. This is exactly why, and you can note it now. I am changing my number. When we get, we're like, you do not have my number no more. Like this, there's no way. I'm not checking any DMs. I'm like, no, bro. Like, the access for me is probably going to be extremely limited, you know. But
yeah, you got to. You got your energy. That's
you said what?
Yeah, you gotta change access at certain points just
Right.
for a lot of different reasons. But in that case,
Right.
in that specific case, like I just kind of know how I move with oop throwing.
Right.
You for sure can't be on the remix.
Right.
Let's get that out the way.
Nah.
Let's get out the way. But if you've been
Right.
taking it serious and you good, I might throw another little opportunity. Like,
right.
yo, bro, we doing a little meet and greet pop up, bro. If
Right.
you want to pop in, maybe we, you know what I'm saying? Maybe we could chop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? You could, you know, we got this little event. Maybe you
Right.
could spit on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I throw a
Right.
oop like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
That's, but
man.
the remix is out the
Yeah,
question,
that's
bro. What are
out,
we
that's
doing?
the question. That's out of pocket, bro. It might be one of those things like, I'm assuming we know this person from Denver, right? I'd be like, look,
Right. You know the
like
person in Denver.
we on tour right now. I'm gonna be in Denver on this date. Like, if you really serious about this, let's grab dinner or something like that, and like let's really chop. Like, I'm gonna really give you the opportunity to, and then in that moment, I'm like, all right, spit whatever you got going for me right now, like on the spot, like what's up, you know, like. And if you spaz, and you, like, look, Big Sean did the same thing for Kanye, right? He was like, yo, bro, like, let me spit. Like, and then he's just like, all right, bet, say less. Like, you know, and he earned his opportunity. It's just like, right in that same moment, right? All right, we had dinner. Like, what you got for me? You know, and if he spits some ass 17-second verse, bro, I'm like, no, bro, like this, I came all the way to Denver for this. Like, nah, bro, I'm sorry. Nah, like,
Yo, Z,
definitely not getting on the remix, but I was potentially gonna throw you a oop, but now you not even in the gym at this point, bro. I'm sorry. Like,
yo, Z, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Even that scenario, that's a perfect scenario, because that's just a double-edged sword too.
Right.
Kind of like,
Yeah.
I feel for rappers, bro. I feel like we're in the era, bro, of Rap City. We're in the era of I'm running up on the rap, hey nigga, let me spit it. Nigga. You try to find. That's the era we grew up on. That's what I grew up on. Wanting to get a Rockefeller chain. Like, that was like my biggest, like, yo, when Kanye got his shit in Chicago,
Yeah.
I feel like I relate to that shit. Like, that was magical.
Yeah.
But then, like, when you really understand the business, and same for Big Sean, I'm sure he was like, damn, I got signed. And it's like,
Right.
That good music co-sign.
you feel me? Like, it took him a while to really even get in position, you dig? Like, it took him a while to even get those accolades. And then when it was all said and done, I mean, he was still going at Ye. Saying that he didn't get paid shit. So it's kind of like, man, I feel like a part of it is a gift and a curse. And it's a matter of kind of how you view it. I'm sure Big Sean's still appreciative of where he's at and, you know, how he's rocking in life, because his life has changed forever.
Yeah.
So yeah, damn, that business was just bad. But I feel like Kanye didn't really understand it at that moment either, probably.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
No way.
the reason why I asked that question is because, like you said earlier, Ramond, sometimes other people might perceive that as gatekeeping. You're like, dang, I knew him right now.
Thanks.
We grew up together. We did, you know, a couple songs together back in the day. Now he's in the position he don't want to put me on. You know, because if he put me on that remix, I'm gonna like be able to blow up. You know? So now they're saying you're a gatekeeper.
It's because they're looking
right?
at it. That's the biggest piece that's wrong with, I think, a lot of people, how they look at stuff. They only look at how they could win from a situation.
Right.
People like act like you doing a favor for them is going to help you. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I don't mind throwing oops, for real. I really don't. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I just don't like when people kind of come in and you feel the energy of like, this is just about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? Like, even if it's not something that's big, can you help me with? But like, can you help me bring the speakers in when we come load in or something? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it don't gotta be huge, you know what I mean? But like, I just, it's just the unwillingness to throw something back your way, and then the entitlement of to just take from whatever you built is what it's hard for me to rock with. You know what I mean?
Right.
We ain't doing that. Shout out to Coolin in here.
Coolin.
Yeah. But it's just, I think
Hey, shout out to Mickey. He like,
whatever makes you help sleep easy at night. Like, I just put it this way. Like, most people only think about it, like, they think about it personally, right? They don't think about it from a business perspective. Like, most people just think about it personally, right? Like, and to the point, like, when you grow and you mature and you really like have maneuvered through this business, you understand that not everything is personal. Like, it's really not. It's not that I don't want to see you win. It's just like, I like putting my reputation online for this and it's not worthy is a whole nother situation. That's a whole nother conversation. So like, you have to understand it from all aspects, right? Especially from a business perspective. Would this make sense for somebody like me at my scale to like let you hop on my remix. Like, no, bro. Like, you know, like, so it's just like, but people don't think about it, right? They only think about it personally. But I also say this to say, like, you can't make everybody happy at the end of the day. And I like, as much as you want to, like, you know, like, lend a helping hand to everybody, and you want to pull people up, you know, like, you can't help everybody in the world, and that's just an unfortunate piece. You can throw as many oops as you want to, but you can't help everybody, and you just got to be comfortable with that. Like, at the end of the day, I think we all have the purest intentions and we want to see people win, but we can't help everybody win. You know, like, there's your homie who was, you know, like, rapping back when he was 16 years old and still is rapping at the exact same level, has not progressed in any way. His songs still sound like when he was 16 years old. It's just like, bro, like, we in our 30s now, bro. Like, what? Like, why does your music still sound like it's from like 2007? Like there's no growth. So like, nah, bro. Like, yeah, nah, it's a no for me, dog.
Yeah, the part thing is just they have to put in the same amount of work, or they're more than us. I think that's the part that's missing. So it's like, it can't just be like, oh, I know you, so I should just be on. That logic is fucking flawed and tragic, and all of a sudden relationships are fucked. But it's like, it kind of just shows that that's just their character from the get-go. So that's why I just be kind of like interesting to navigate sometimes, because it's like, portion of protecting your energy in this, because there's been too many reference points of people not protecting their energy enough, fucked off and killed, and then like then what? And who the fuck calling their kids? Who the fuck calling they family and shit? Like, and intention, the whole thing was to build community. The whole thing was to do that. It'd be sad. It'd be from people that look like us too, you know, but from a deeper thing. So it's kind of like, sometimes you have to feed people with like a long spoon. Sometimes you gotta feed people. A long
good way to put it, bro.
Yeah,
I like that.
Ooh.
Feed people with a long spoon. I like that.
Yeah.
One. That's a bar.
You need, because it's like, yeah, I understand, like, yeah, capitalism and like the way that the world works, like, we didn't create this. We have to navigate and live through it, man. We need money to live in this bitch. I get it. But it doesn't mean that I don't have obligations or things that I need to take care of too. Like, this shit, money, man, this shit's a team. Like, and I don't mind putting people on who's willing to work for it. You know what I mean? Like, that's what
every time.
Like, but I think
every time, man,
I can't be around entitled people, because then it's like lowering your vibration.
For sure.
Facts.
It's like draining your battery, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And stunt. You don't want shit to stunt your growth, and you never know, like, shit like that. I was like, even like, Coolin can attest to that, man. Shit, I mean, even him and I were around certain motherfuckers who was keeping our vibrations kind of low. And like, consciously kind of tell, like, damn, I'm kind of blocking my own blessings, and you don't even know you blocking your own blessings. It's not kind of like, and I feel like God does this sometimes. Like, you just kind of have to go through your journey and be like, all right, you just got to try to find out. And people character can show in X, Y, and Z, but it's just like retrospect, like just taking the lessons from that shit and understanding, like, damn, like, it's not to like beat yourself up, but kind of just like, man, I kind of like need to be a little bit more on guard and like how I protect you. Doesn't mean I can't work with, because you don't want to be bitter, because it can be a fine line, you know. Everybody, I'm doing this on my own, but it's like, like, this shit takes a team, and you have to convince your team to believe in this shit just as much as you.
Absolutely.
So that's itself, like, and I feel like that's what I've been leaning more towards, like, yeah, skill set and X, Y, and Z is important, but it's more of like, do you really believe in the vision? And if not, and yeah, like y'all said, it's just not personal either, and that's like, I've dealt with like artists running off all money with me. I've dealt with a bunch of shit. Like, we've all dealt with shit, bro. Like,
it's part of the game.
It's interesting. Like, it's character, and now I'm like, I don't care with the biggest whoever in the world, but if the character's off, I just can't do business with you.
Absolutely. So. Not everybody can be a part of the squad. I believe it truly takes a village. It does. But everybody needs to be a part of that tribe, of that village, man. You know, and I think a big piece of that, as we experience growth, especially as like creatives, right, is where do we draw those boundaries, right? And I think that's a huge thing that, like, establishing in not just like in the music industry, but just in our culture, right? Just like, now I gotta keep certain people at bay, right? Like, there's different tiers of friendship. Like there's certain people where it's just like, yeah, we known each other since high school, and we always gonna be cool to a degree, right? Like, you know, like, I'm gonna always have love for you, but like, you may not be in my direct inner circle though. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like at the end of the day, because to get into my inner circle, these people have put in the work. They've shown, you know, P and I, we talk about it all the time. These people have shown up and shown out for you when you needed them most.
Right.
And you need to go through those experiences with those people to truly know that they bring value to your team, right? You know, like,
Right.
because we went through that together. Not everybody, like, there might be an opportunity where it presents itself, shit got hard and they all of a sudden fell off, and it's just like, all right, like, cool, like, you know, I still got love for you, but like, I know you're not on the inner circle though. And then
Right.
so when you can't just be like, yeah, bro, like, remember when I helped you doing that one thing? And it's just like, no, remember when you fell the fuck off at this moment?
Right.
Nah, let's really talk about the realness of the situation. And it's just like, yeah, that's just what it is. There's tears, man.
Right. No, that
shit grimy. Grimy. They don't all have no fucking idea. I'm just being real. Shit. This shit grimy, bro. I'm gonna let y'all niggas know. The 6 people in here. Shit grimy. Shit grimy. It's hard finding good people. I'm just letting y'all know.
It's right.
Shit.
It is, man.
Bro. You dealing with people who sell their fucking mom just to be famous.
Yeah. Fact.
It's sad, bro. It's sad, bro.
People.
So you just know who you dealing with sometimes, bro. You gotta have discernment. You gotta have discernment and have a understanding of yourself for real, and understanding like what's cool and valuable to you. It is wicked.
And to that point, what I also learned too is not all business is good business, and not all money is good money, and people just don't understand that concept. It's just like, bro, like, you know, this person is offering you a $10 million deal, bro. Hold up now, like, you don't know everything that comes with that, like, you know, like. And you don't, bro, like, not all money is good money and not all business is good business. And I think people just don't know where to draw those lines, and people are willing to like literally sell their souls for that. And I'm not one of those people who's willing to like jeopardize my moral compass. Like if something doesn't sit right with my soul, I'm not doing it. Like, I don't care what comes with, like, I don't care what level it gets me to, like, bro, like, that's not who I am, bro. Like, I'm gonna stand on business. Like, I really am. Like, I'm like, bro, that's just not, I really am big on my values, and I'm not wavering from that by any means. Yeah. Shout out to Coolidge. We ain't no Diddy's in here. We no Diddy's in here, baby. There's no Diddy, no Diddy shit in here.
I have another question though, right? So let's see, you were your homies, right? Your friends, 4 friends, 5 friends, right? How many? You have this one idea. You pitch the idea to them. You're like, bro, this is what I'm thinking about. I want to go and start this business in construction. This is what I'm thinking about. And they were like, nah, bro, I don't believe in the idea. I don't think it's gonna work. And boom, you just went all in and you figure it out. You made it work. And then fast forward 4 years later, they're hitting you up to employ them, like to be part of it, to like give them a job. Do you put them in position, or do you like, nah, man, y'all didn't believe in me in the drain? Like, what do you do from there?
Are they qualified for real? Like, are they? Let's say, like, are they specifically qualified?
I mean, I don't know. Some of them are qualified, some of them are not. I'm not quite sure. I'm just like, they were there from you, you know, like, and then now you made it. They were like, nah, bro, I want to be part of it. Like, I can help you now.
You can't.
But you pitched the idea.
I don't think you can have at that point. For me, you could probably never have equity in what I do, right? But check this out. The irony would be funny is if they did come around, they was qualified, right? They was qualified, and they just worked for you at that point. The irony is in itself. Like, I wouldn't necessarily just say, nah, you could never work for me. I might say, are you qualified? Oh, you went to school and now you got a construction degree. This is the job I need done. You can do that? Maybe. I'm not just going to block it just to block it because you didn't believe me, but you can't never own a piece of this company though. You don't even believe in this company. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, bro. I don't know, man. I don't know.
That's me though. Like, you know, that's not probably the shit that I take for everybody. It's I you know what I mean? If I got huge in music and somebody didn't believe in me and they ask, can they come, you know, work security? Shit, you own your little security business? Shit, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, man. And the reason why I say that,
that's the back door. No, sir.
People be hating, bro. Like, and it's just like,
I'm scary, man.
It's almost like nerve-wracking to have people like that around you, because like You know, like, because you're not going to give them equity, and that's what they're expecting. That's what the expectation is, because it's just like I said, they hold you to that same standard. You gave them the opportunity 4 years ago where it's just like, you could really rock with me in this, and they didn't go for it. And so they're going to be expecting that same thing. Like, well, if I start here, he's going to give me that equity eventually. Like, because he presented it then, he's going to present it now. You know, and when they don't get that opportunity, that's where people start moving different. And it's just like, you know, like, do I really want somebody like that doing security for me? Nah. Nah. So I don't know, man. Like, you know, like, because success, money, all that stuff, it does funny things to people, bro. And when robbed of a circumstance, of a situation, if they feel like you taking anything away from them, like, you just never know what people are capable of. And it's just like, nah, bro. Like, I think we're
in this same case, Z, just to tap in. Would you, in this same case, would you rather trust a security company that you didn't know at all, or them?
I might trust a security company. I might trust somebody like else who I know personally, like, you know, like to do security. I'm gonna employ my brother. I know my brother gonna, like, you know, like you know. Yeah, I don't think you ever met my brother in Hawaii, but my brother in Hawaii,
I seen pictures.
Yeah, he can do security.
I seen pictures. He can be security, brother.
That's my dog. I'm like, yeah, that's my security. I'm like, that's who I'm hiring. He's picking up anybody who and throw their ass out. So,
come on, man, with passion.
So that's a no for you.
It's a no.
You're not
bro. It's a no, bro. Because it's just like it's tough, man. Because it's like everybody wants to get when the getting is good, right? You know, like, because now the train is fully in motion. You want to hop on the bandwagon, and it's just like, of course, everybody wants to be a part of something when the wheels are turning and you got that shit fully functional. But it's just like, I've already established the system. The wheels are already turning. Like, what do I now need you for? And I don't want to, like, necessarily sound like a hater, you know, but, like, it's just like, bro, like, that to me, Kent mentioned this earlier, right? Like, you got to convince the people around you to have that belief. And to me, belief is something like, when somebody believes in me, that means so much more to me than, like, any monetary value, anything like that, because belief, I know, is something that's so hard to come across. Most people don't believe in you. And I'm talking about the people that are closest to you won't believe in you. Like, strangers believe in you more than, like, people closer to you do. And that's where it's just like, if I came to somebody and they believed in me and we rocked, I'm gonna be loyal to them forever. But if I came to you and you didn't believe in me, it's just like, all right, like, that's cool. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna rub it in, like, when we are successful, I'm not gonna rub it in your face or anything like that. Like, that's not who I am. I'm not gonna sit here and be petty about it, you know. But just know that, like, when you ask for that opportunity, it's just like, nah, I'm a respectfully decline, just like you did, right? You respectfully decline, which I appreciate. I respectfully decline as well. So it's just like, look, right? I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to match energy and be petty, but it's just like, bro, like, you ain't believing me, and I don't necessarily need you right now. So nah,
I'm good.
My ego allow that to happen. I think this is a certain principle, man. Like, if I don't think it's just beyond a belief, because, you know, they ain't believe in Jesus, you know, like, right, you know, it's one of them things. Like, you know, you have to protect yourself. You know? Shit, it as a spiritual warfare, like, more than anything. And it's grimy. You just never know, like, what people energy be on, and, like, what people be like. You don't know what like what type of desperation they're in, like, because they're not gonna tell you the full thing. And I think that's the only thing that kind of, like, has me, like, a little reluctant sometimes, like, and, like, I be, like, very, like, conscious of myself, because I just don't want to be in a position where, like, hip hop, it just shows time and time, like, artists get killed in their home city.
Yeah,
It's just physically proven. Like, even, like, the Homeboy Security, Death Row is, like, a great example, and most of those guys were either Compton PD or LAPD. But then it's like Rampart scandal, like, that's a huge scandal for LAPD. Most of them were crooked cops. So it's tough, because it's like, either way sometimes can be like, you damn near fucked. So it's kind of like, is there a way to audit this shit? Is there a way for me to have my own private PI? I'm starting to understand that with these, like, more, like, millionaire, billionaire people. Like, yeah, they will get investigated and looked up on. So it's just interesting, dude. That's just, like, another expense, and that's just a lot just to be like, you know what I mean? So So I just like, how much is it for a peace of mind?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And if I don't know, I think there's a conflict of interest having somebody like who was kind of like hating on you in the past, and then they kind of just want to come when the hot and ready sign is on.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only reason I kind of had a different, because I fully agree with what y'all saying. The only reason I kind of had a different piece of, you know what I'm saying, is it's like, it's not, there's some people that maybe it's not necessarily hate. It's just at the time, they just don't believe it can happen. Right? Like there's, you know, Jay-Z always talks about like his uncle that never really believed he could sell a million records, right?
Yeah.
It's not maybe that he just couldn't see that happening, right? It's not always, there is what we're talking about, right? Like the, you know, the crazy people with crazy intentions, but there's some people that just can't really fathom it. And to be honest, they want good for you, but they only see good from their angle. Like, I think if you did this, it would work better. You know, you would be able to make more money. You see what I'm saying? And in that specific case, I can see Jay-Z maybe still hiring his uncle. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's where I was kind of coming from. If I felt weird energy about it, then that's a whole different thing. But if I didn't, and it was just like, you know what I mean? Like, bro, I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
I agree
like,
with
shit.
That's
you feel me?
I'm in the same boat, right? Because I think they're not gonna have equity for sure. Like, no, you got zero equity. That's zero, like zero. However, I think, you know, based on their credentials, I might be able to find something that might be suitable for them for sure. Because like you said, not everyone might be a hater, you know. Sometimes they're just it's kind of hard though, because like, God damn, bro, I proposed this idea. I told you. But you're like, nah, I don't believe it. But now look at you.
Kent, what was you gonna say?
I feel it.
The hip hop head in me is like, you know, Jay-Z also stabbed his brother off for a bootleg tape. So doggy step business. I don't know, man. That's what I'm saying. It's slippery slope sometimes, man. Like
it is.
Yeah.
It is, man. Because there's people that hate it silently too, though. There's some people that like didn't believe in you. They just never told you. And they gonna be the same people that ask for opportunities too. So it's just, you know.
Yeah. The funny thing is I probably already know who a lot of those people are. You know.
Facts. Energy's real, man.
Yeah.
Energy's real.
Like, then it's kind of tough getting people from the past. I just feel like it is.
It really is.
You're just kind of too close. And it's like fucked up, because it's not that I don't want you to be close. It's just like, we seen it with Selena. We just seen it with so many artists.
Yeah.
And they don't believe you deserve it. Back to the original point. They sometimes just don't believe you deserve it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, look at Marvin Gaye. Got by his own pops. By his own dad. Like,
it's true though.
That's crazy. Like, to get got by your own pops is wild. You know. So that just goes to show you, you know, like Kent said it earlier, like you can't always mix business with with personal, right? You know, like sometimes when they are too close, jealousy is a big thing, man. Jealousy is very real. And to that point, we talked about that entitlement mindset. They feel like they're entitled to everything that you have, and they genuinely believe that. Like, they didn't believe in you, but now they believe that they are entitled to everything that you have, and it's just like, and so that's why I'm glad you brought that up, Kent. Just like working with people from the past is just, you know, Nipsey is a prime example, man. Like, you know, Nip did everything right. Like, we talk about like why people in the Black community don't ever like come back to the hood. Once they make it out the hood, they don't come back. Nipsey was a prime example. He was doing everything right. He was trying to build up Crenshaw, like literally doing everything for his people. And look at what happened to him. You know, and it's just like this is exactly why people leave the hood and don't come back, because that jealousy is so real. You know, like people feel some attachment and some entitlement, and it's just like, nah, I know him. Like I said, they always go that the dude, what's his name? I forget it. Eric, the dude who shot Nip. Yeah. Like he felt like he was Nip from like 2003. Like, nah, I know Nip. Like when he was on the block and shit. Like, and he still, I don't care how many records he sold or how much money he got. He's still neighborhood Nip to me. So I don't know. It's just like I said, man, that jealousy. It's one thing to say it now because we're not at the level that we're going to be, and it's not if, it's a matter of when. I know we're going to be very successful, all of us.
Right.
But when we do get to that level, I don't know, man. Like, I'm not a paranoid person, but I know that I'm just going to move a particular way. Just like,
You have
nah,
to. You have
Yeah.
to.
ain't no,
When you move up, it's just hard to trust. Period. It's hard to trust news. Hard to trust old. You know what I mean?
bro.
It's
I'm
tough.
off the grid. I'm off the grid, bro. I don't want nobody in my business. Nothing. Like, I'm nah, bro. Yeah,
So
it's
yeah.
people. You just, like I said, you don't know what people are capable of,
Right.
and you just don't even want to entertain the idea, right?
Right. It's true. I mean, this is a little off topic, but what do you guys think? What is the reason why there's more like envy and jealousy in the black community? Like, what are some of the reasons that?
Mhm.
It's a
Okay.
million of them, but I think a lot of
Yeah.
times it just really stems from self hate, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Self-hate.
A lot stems from that. I feel like,
Mm-hmm.
honestly,
Yeah.
um,
I think
yeah, it's way
I agree.
back. I agree with Coolin, man. Shout
Right.
out to Coolin.
Yeah.
Said it
Right.
goes way back, man.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
some of it's literally in our DNA.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Yeah.
Literally.
Like, we're literally a people, like, our roots are rooted in trauma. Like, and
Right.
so,
Facts.
like there's still so much healing that needs to be done that it has not been and will not be done for a long time. So I think that trauma is like something that we hold on to and have held on to for a long time. And I think
Right.
there's just it's so deeply rooted in our genes that it's just like, it's as long as slavery has been a part of our culture, it's going to take just as long, if not longer, to move past that. And I genuinely believe that. And we're only so far removed from the civil rights era, bro. Like, people act like that was so long ago. Like, nah, bro. Like,
Right.
there's still so much trauma that we're still holding on to, and that's just, I don't see that coming up.
Right. Right.
I don't see us getting over that anytime soon, man. And so I think that's just exactly what it is. We're people who are deeply rooted in our trauma, and um, it's the gift and the curse of us, right? I think there's so many
Right.
beautiful stories that come from it, but there's also like that black on black violence and crime and all that, is something that's just, yeah, man. It's
I mean,
wild.
do you think education play a role then? Because that's like for us, our mindsets, I don't know, a little different, right? Because that's why we went to college, been around people who are doing something bigger.
Yeah.
So it's kind of help to like, you don't really create that animosity towards someone else who's doing better than you because you believe that you can do more. But I feel like if you grew up in that environment that you feel like this is no way out, you just go to like envy that person, being jealous of another person because you believe that you cannot amount to that person. I don't know.
Yeah. Really quick, I did just want to give another shout out to Coolin, man. Coolin
Yeah,
He's going
some
Right.
crazy
gems.
right now.
He going
Yeah,
crazy.
dropping gems.
I was gonna say
Got it.
biblical, y'all. Like, it can go back to Jacob and Esau, like in the Bible, like, reference to the birth of nations. And even when I see it, like, I agree with, like, it's generational trauma.
Right.
Even beyond slavery, it's like, when you think about it, the Bible was created in Ethiopia until colonizers came to Ethiopia and stole the Bible, and the Europeans did what they did with it.
Mm-hmm.
The conquest and X, Y, and Z, and triangle slave trade and X, Y, and Z. So it is a very, very deep rooted dark history. And I feel like a human emotion can be like jealousy and envy. I think it's also like how you like handle those humans' emotions. And I feel like in like underrepresented communities,
Right.
like shit, we like places that lack resources, where it's like don't have necessarily like conflict or deal with like there's no real conflict resolution other than a certain way. And also not even like those things. I think it's more mentality. Find motherfuckers in the suburbs who have that same type of mentality too.
Right.
So I feel like it's all institutions too, kind of like ties to that point of like some schools. So
Right.
like K through 12, like those are institutions, and when I think of those institutions, either a pipeline from school to work, like a school to career,
Right.
where you go to work your ass 70 years old and you finally retire when you die, or it's a school to prison pipeline, like if you're a bad kid then you get disciplined and then they do X, Y, and Z, and I don't know, it's like a lot of pipelines into
Right.
certain that's already built to build what America's like whole infrastructure
Facts.
is.
Yeah.
So kind of, even when I'm like a college educated man, I feel like I'm duped sometimes, like
Right.
with it, because I'm like, fuck, I paid all this bread and like finally like damn near 10 years later, damn student loans,
Yeah.
and like I look bad. I know it was worth it, but then a part of me is like, damn, was this worth it? And it kind of makes me question, like, well, what is the price of education?
Right.
And angle the paradigm shifts of, hey, like, family, right? They died to vote, they died to go to college, but isn't like when we achieve these accolades, paradigm shift,
Right.
and they still to exploit it and still profit it when we still have no agency. So I don't know. My trip to Africa allowed me to see, like, man, a lot more. And they asked more Black people to come back. And I know y'all had y'all experience too. So I already was like, yo, you about to like love Africa.
Yeah.
Heads.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I didn't want that bitch, bro. And I'm very actively trying to get a house out there in South Africa. So,
Yeah.
yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they asked that question. That was probably the number one question they asked. Like, why don't
You said what?
question? They was like, oh, they were just saying, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Asking why don't more brothers and sisters come back home to Africa? And they just don't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Complete disconnect, because I feel the tension too, and I feel like we talked about it at CSU too. Like,
right.
what's up with the whole African versus African American thing? And
Right.
and it's just tough, man. It's sad because I do feel like my Marcus Garvey in me is like, yo, niggas need to get the fuck back to Africa, real shit,
Right.
and show you how you deserve to be treated, and like how the quality of life's supposed to be. Is it perfect? Fuck no. There's no place. Like, they have a boatload of fuck shit. I know South Africa, for example, is like load shedding is like just something light, and like you'll just not have power.
Oh yeah.
Black. And on top of the financial infrastructure that they have.
Right.
Even the guys at Boring Apes I worked with in Argentina, they're building their whole off of cryptocurrency. So just like the power of like what finances can do and financial literacy, I feel like that can change the scope of a lot of things. But yeah, it's just a disconnect, and I just feel like there would just be a lot more of a connection and a bridge.
Right.
Would potentially want to take that, that leap of faith as a people to just visit. We ain't gotta live there, but at least visit. Take a week and kind of get a different perspective. If you're still like, nah, dog, I'm cool on this.
You always come back.
Doing great,
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I feel like if every Black American went to Africa, their mindset would change at least a little bit,
right.
bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
100.
I agree. We've said this since we've been back, bro. Africa is something that every Black American needs to experience. Truly. Like, and I genuinely mean that. Like, I think we honestly aren't the same people since coming back from Africa. And I know that. Like, I'm like, why did I wait so long? Like, that's really I'm like, why did I wait so long to experience that? And that's really something that I do want for everyone, and I think people need to experience it. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think, we talk about creating that bridge and what that looks like. Like, I think that's something that we want to continue to like strive for and look into. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's interesting. Like, I love our people, but there's so much healing that we have to do as a people.
Fact, bro.
It's very apparent. I don't know. Like I said, it's not gonna happen in our lifetimes. Our kids' lifetimes. Like I said, this is something that has been rooted in us for so long that it's just going to be interesting to see what that looks like, as those paradigms continue to shift, right? Like, because it's always like it's never going to be easy, right? That's when I feel like whenever we make a step, like there's always like something like it's just like, damn, all right, well, we made a step forward, but now it's just like, damn, like they changed it on us again, right? So I don't know, like it's going to be interesting, but
yeah.
Coolin has a point too.
Yeah, music, murder, kill him.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, back the music listen to.
The vibration.
Oh, okay. So this brings up a great point.
Uh-oh.
Y'all know what I'm about to talk about. How do y'all feel about J. Cole apologizing to Kendrick
man.
Lamar, baby. I'm glad this get brought up because
Hey,
this is the
man.
perfect opportunity to slide that in there. I'm like, yes, we
This
want all the smoke, and this is the perfect example of what that looks like, right? Like J. Cole chose
Peace.
the opposite of violence. He chose peace, and now everybody's on his helmet.
Right.
So we talk about like, you know, like, oh, like, you know, we got to be about peace. We, you know, we got to bring our people together. We got to bring our brothers together. And J. Cole tried.
Right.
So what are your thoughts?
Oh, way. It's just.
But see, this is hold up. I think because we way over time. This is gonna be the last piece we touch on. I feel like we should all chime in on this right here, though.
Right.
But J. Cole is an interesting situation because of the setup of things, bro.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like the most about this, I'm not mad at like necessarily him saying that. There's a lot of pieces woven into this thing. Dreamville Fest had Schoolboy Q and SZA on it. There's a lot of woven pieces into this argument.
Right.
But the J. Cole piece is a little bit weird because First Person Shooter had a couple subs in it. Then Kendrick drops. He drops the 7-minute drill disc, which is it's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But then does the festival and has this moment and you know, and kind of tries to dead it before the response. So it's like you can't. I feel like you can't just get you can't get the best of both worlds. I think that's the best. That's the thing. Like I feel like if I'd be okay with it if he did it after Kendrick dropped and then he did this. But now it's making it seem like if when Kendrick responds, he's just gonna be the negative dude when really it's like if he doesn't respond, then Cole just kind of got to get his whole shit off. You know what I'm saying? I love both of them, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? But that's my take on it.
Yeah. Like Cole, piggybacking off that, Cole set himself up in the perfect position because he said his piece. And my thing is, P and I, we talked about this earlier, right? We've all been waiting for Kendrick to be in this bag. Kendrick put everybody on notice with Control and no one responded.
Right.
No one, not a soul. So finally, fast forward years later, he obviously comes back and drops a verse that like takes the shit up again. And finally somebody responds and Cole's the one to respond. And so now everybody's like, oh shit, it's about like we about to see Kendrick in the form that we've always wanted. Because Kendrick, P and I, we talked about this. I think Kendrick is quite arguably the best rapper ever. But we've never seen him in this arena, right? We've never seen him go like, all right, put the gloves on and I'm going toe to toe with your ass, like feeling like, you know. And the selfish piece in me is mad that he fucking dropped the fucking apology before he even had the chance to respond. I'm like, because I know Kendrick is either cooked it up already or he was working on it, and I guarantee you he wanted all the smoke. It was about to. I think Kendrick was about to come with something crazy, and then Cole set himself up in the perfect position to where now, if Kendrick does respond, everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, he's bitter. Oh, he like, you know, he should have chosen the higher path, right? He should have chosen peace, like Cole did." And then it's just like, but bro, like you dropped a diss record, bro, like, and that's why it's the timing of it. It's like,
the
bro,
timing.
You should have let Kendrick get his licks off before you sent out this fucking apology, bro. I'm pissed. I'm pissed. I ain't gonna lie. A piece of me is so mad because I wanted to see Kendrick get his licks. I wanted to see Kendrick get his licks back, man. I wanted to see Kendrick get his licks back.
Let me drop my 2 cents real quick. I feel like it's not like, you know, it's not like back in the day, like the Tupac and Biggie stuff that I was thinking it's gonna get that crazy, right?
Yeah,
I feel like I was looking forward to it, right? I think it's gonna be more like a competitive kind of battle, right? So it would have been something fun. So for me, that's what I was looking for. I don't think it was gonna go that crazy, like hit him up, like, oh, I want to kill you and all that stuff. I feel like I don't think it would have gotten to that level. But it would have been nice to just see them go back and forth and see, you know, what next. But but he's trying to be the bigger person, right? He like, you know what? I apologize. Let's have peace. Because at the end of the day, that's all we're preaching for in the community. We want peace, right? At the end of the day, as an artist, like as a fan, we want a little more smoke for a little bit.
I'm not mad at the road that he chose. I'm mad at the timing of it.
Timing of it.
That's all I'm saying. I'm mad at the timing of it, bro. Like he like I said, he literally set himself in the ideal opportunity because he dropped Subliminals, right? Then Kendrick drops the verse.
Right.
Then he drops a diss record, and then before Kendrick gets the opportunity to respond, I'm gonna apologize. So like, you know, like he set himself up in the perfect circumstance
and put the
like
diss record on the project, so the project even you know what I'm saying, got like an extra.
everyone
You know what I'm saying?
listened to that project because of Sentiment and Drill.
We
That is
was
the reason
was
why.
going to listen, but we listened to it faster because it was, you know what I'm saying?
I'm telling you, bro. Like,
I've never seen it.
Cool said J. Cole's bigger than Kendrick. He don't need his shit right now.
I don't know, man. That's
the family.
But he
No. Can we be on
cool.
combo?
Let me hear what you got, Kenny. What you thinking?
I love J. Cole, but like, why is he opening for Drake on tour?
Which he don't need to either.
Come on, y'all. Like, would Kendrick ever do that shit in life?
Definitely.
No.
Kendrick is never opening for Drake, bro. Kendrick is never opening for Drake, bro.
Might not open for anybody ever again.
That shit was bad. That's when I knew things was bad for Cole, because I could understand the clicking up. Because I do feel like Kendrick and Drake would do some hit 'em up type diss records just because they really don't like each other.
Yeah.
Kendrick was more disappointed in the click up because Cole was having subs too. So
yeah.
the verse was very much apparent. You niggas clicking up, you know what I'm saying? Like talking out your neck, I'm too paranoid for a threat. So that, like, 7-minute drill was a warning, but it shouldn't have been a warning. You know? Like,
nah.
I don't even know a warning for what. Like,
yeah, he even the diss record. He stepped too light even in the diss because Kung Fu Kenny is not holding any. He's coming bare knuckles. Like Kung Fu Kenny is not. He wants all the smoke. He's been wanting all the smoke for so long, and finally we was about to get the opportunity where it's just like Kung Fu Kenny about to like let them hands go, and then it's like he threw in the white towel before the fight even started, and it's just like you got to be kidding me, right?
He robbed himself of his legacy. Like,
he's like, I want to smoke.
And then they be cool because I always said Jay-Z and Nas is cool.
The
crazy Jay-Z was condoms on the baby seat.
Yeah.
What? He was really
come on, man.
Your mama's for real. Like, it's not even that deep. You know what I mean? So it's like Cole and Kendrick could have capitalized on that, a tour, maybe that finally an album. They probably could still do it.
Right.
But this move was just so disappointing, bro. Like, and I respect it on some man shit, but I was Kendrick. It's just like, nigga, you rolled it out though. You released the disc
rolled it out
on the fucking
with
album.
the project. With the project,
bro.
I feel like he took too big of a win. Like Cole was able to take too big of a win from this to just like throw the white towel after. Like, you know, we were talking about like if you like play fighting with your brother and you slap him hard as shit and be like, all right, nah, we're not even gonna really do this. We're not gonna really do this, bro. We're not. We're not, man. I love you, boy. You know what I'm saying? We bigger than this. You know what I'm saying?
He prophesized this shit. He literally did. Kendrick prophesized this.
Yeah, y'all got until April 7th to get y'all shit together, and look at what happened on April.
I'm with Nathan, bro. I honestly think Kenny. I love like Cole's one of my favorites of all time. But Kendrick, I just think he's like in a category that I don't think almost anybody. If you think about all bodies of work, just style, talent, just creativity,
bro.
He's in a pocket that I just don't even know if we've ever seen before. Like, he's like an alien with that shit, bro.
We talked about this earlier, bro. Like, the only person who could probably match his creativity is Kanye. But Kanye is damn near not as... He's not even in the realm of being as good of a rapper as Kendrick. Kendrick can rap with anybody, bro. Like if you break down the technicality of what rap is, Kendrick Lamar is elite in every goddamn category, bro. I'm talking about catalog, cadence, flow, lyricism, creativity, like I'm visuals, bro. Like his visuals, like I'm talking about everything Kendrick is elite at, bro. Like, and it's just like I love Cole, and I really Like, I really tried to give Mike Delete Later. Like, I was like, all right, I'm really gonna like listen to this and really process it and listen to it objectively.
Right.
And I'm like, his best album, his best album, 2014 Forest Hills Drive. I'm so mad that he came at Kendrick's catalog too, because I'm like, bro, you haven't even dropped a project even damn near close to Pimp a Butterfly. He's over here trying to shit on to Pimp a Butterfly. I'm like, name one of your projects that is even in the realm of that, bro. Like, your best project is like barely competing with his worst, with Kendrick's worst. So I'm like, I don't know, man. I was ready for all the smoke. I really was, and I don't know.
Cool Link is hilarious, bro.
He's
do we
violent.
think do we think that okay, wait, because before we move on, like, I'm gonna ask another final question, because I know people always want to put them in the big three category. What is Cole? Because Drake isn't. I think it really would have been between Cole and Kendrick. What is Cole better at than Kendrick? I just want to ask that question.
Apologizing.
Yeah.
That's a good one. That's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy. Crazy.
I understand the Kung Fu Kenny moniker, bro, because even working with some of them top dog guys, it's like, bro, they are very militant on how they move. It's like hit people's fun. It was very much like a boot camp, like how Top Punch and all them like put them through that shit. It's like Drake, I think to a certain extent with Wayne and Baby and Jay Prince and a bunch of that, had his version of that, but really is like militant and structure. California has the greatest lyricists, in my opinion, of all time, and they don't talk about it's always New York, but California, like, in my opinion, kills everybody like lyrically. Oh shit. So but you Z, you don't think Drake's a factor?
Nah. Drake lost to Pusha T, bro. And Pusha T is a good rapper. Don't get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from Pusha T, but Pusha T is not Kendrick, bro. Pusha T is not Kendrick. And Kendrick, I personally think Kendrick could rap circles around Pusha T. So therefore, I think that he could rap circles around Drake.
I mean, Pusha T could have won because he brought his son's name. You know, it's not like he said anything like extra. Though, you know what I'm saying? It's not like
yeah.
Because to be honest, outside of the super disrespectful shit, I thought Drake actually had better records, like better setups. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So to be honest, but I think Pusha took it to a place that Drake didn't, and then Drake didn't respond, and that was where the win was. You know what I'm saying?
But see, the thing is, I don't even think Kendrick would have to take it to those lengths. I'm not saying that he wouldn't, because I could see Kendrick doing some super disrespectful shit, but like, Kendrick is just like, he wouldn't even need to go to that level. He's like, if you just talk about I'm outclass you, like if you want him to just be Floyd Mayweather, right? If you just want to get outclassed, he will absolutely outclass you. If we're just gonna go bar for bar, I'll still out rap you. I don't need to bring in no personal baby mama drama shit, like none of that. I'm just gonna outclass you, bro. And I think he is like in that realm of like, all right, I'm outclass everybody.
Right. I feel like
he's called out everybody.
Yeah. Pusha T was more like a gossip, you know what I'm saying? You say shit about.
Yeah, he like, I mean, even like he just said some really disrespectful shit, you know, like, I mean, even about like 40 and shit like that. I didn't like the bar about 40 and shit. I was just like, bro, like he just took it to some extent.
Yeah, I think Kendrick would take it to that level too, bro.
There's a lot of people
he might, bro.
Yeah.
I think
you think
he'll be on some like dog shit and be like, fuck it.
He said the gloves is off. The gloves is off. All right.
Kendrick, you can't forget that he Compton. You know what I'm saying? You can't
bro.
forget that still lives in him, and it comes out in random moments in record. You know what I'm saying? Like you can hear the Compton in him, just some. And I think that's just like like he's elite in every level and has that dog in him, like that like, I will kill anything you put over here. If you drop something on this side of the fence, I'm gonna fuck that shit up. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. And to Coolin, in response to Coolin, he said, how do y'all feel about the Kendrick Lamar hate? P and I were having this conversation earlier. I think people hate on Kendrick Lamar just because, like, Kendrick Lamar goes over a lot of people's heads. And I mean that in the sense, I'm not saying, like, pretty much people are very superficial, very passive listeners.
Right.
People
Right.
easygoing. That's why they like all this like sexy red shit
Right.
and all that shit, because it's all easy listening, right? You know, but like Kendrick, listening to Kendrick Lamar is like watching a Christopher Nolan film. Have y'all seen Tenet? It's the biggest, it's like mind fuck of a film I may have ever seen, and that's what listening to Kendrick Lamar is like. It's like watching a Christopher Nolan film. I got to go back and listen to this album about 17 times to really process everything that he's talking about.
Right.
And people don't like that. People like surface level, superficial shit. And that's why a lot of people don't like Kendrick, because they don't think he's relatable. That's why people love Cole so much, because Cole is very relatable.
Right.
Cole raps like, Cole is like your homie. Like, that's like my dog.
Right.
Like, he feels like somebody that I know on the block. Like, that's why so many people love Cole, because he's relatable. People love Drake because he is superficial, and he uses that to his advantage, because he knows what his audience wants, and he caters to that. He's like, I'm making this bag. But Kendrick don't care about none of that shit. Kendrick's like, I'm just a creative. I'm gonna create what the fuck I want to. I'm gonna push boundaries. I'm just gonna flex on everybody. And he's just like, I don't give a fuck. But you know, like, he doesn't need to play in and all that. And that's why I think a lot of people don't like Kendrick. So
yeah, I feel like even catalog a real. I feel like To Pimp a Butterfly was a gift and a curse, because I feel like a lot of people were just so thrown off. But it's just so hard for me to be like, damn, like, how y'all not like the album? Like,
that shit's crazy.
Levels. Everyone's like taste and like I guess palette for music is different. So I totally get it. I do feel like people don't give Kendrick enough credit for having songs that are more like poppy and more, you know, and he still remained himself. He was still like kept his integrity as an artist. Like Damn is like an incredible album full of hits.
Incredible.
Even Good Kid, Mad, you can play Mad City to this day and people still go say yeah, and everybody.
Yeah, that shit is nuts.
That's why I feel like that impact. So that's where like infliction too. Like, oh, does Kendrick have to be as consistent as Cole and Drake? And I just don't feel like he has to.
No, he doesn't.
Like, he can still be off for fucking damn near 5 years, come back and still be relevant. He can come back 16 on future album and level up everything. That's 50,000
whenever. Family ties out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, whenever he's ready.
So,
like,
and we was even talking about this earlier. Is like he almost has, you almost, to really dissect his projects, you almost have to give it some time. Imagine if Kendrick dropped all 4 of his albums within 2 years. I think Drake dropped like 4 albums in the last 2 years or something. I can't even imagine trying to dissect, you know what I'm saying? Good Kid, Mad City, and then To Pimp a Butterfly. You know what I'm saying? Like back to back like that. We almost need the time to let it breathe, because it's like, you know what I mean? It's the caliber of that shit is so high. You know what I'm saying?
Let that album breathe.
Let that music breathe.
Here's a question. So for Take Care, so like, Drake drops Take Care. Do you think same effect, like if he dropped 2 other albums that same year because he's Drake, or does he have to let that breathe? Because
I think he was putting more time and effort and energy into those earlier albums personally. Absolutely. And that's why. So it's both though, right? Like, I think when you put that type of time and energy into it, it takes longer to drop. You know what I mean?
Kendrick,
so it's like
Kendrick is chasing quality, not quantity. Whereas Drake has transitioned now to quantity, right? Like Drake is Drake is a good rapper, and I'm not taking anything away from him. I think he is.
He's actually great. He's actually great.
He's a really good rapper. Like, you know, he's great, but he has succumbed so much to the mainstream engine now that it's just like they're all about quantity, right? Like, you know, like you need we're in the era of instant gratification, so everybody needs everything now, you know, like, so back in the day when like you could fall off like you could be a true artist, right, where you could drop an album, wait about 3 years, maybe 4 years, and then drop another album. That was creative. That was like the recipe, right? You drop an album, you go on tour, you know, do whatever for like maybe a year or two, relax, come back into that creative space and you
I see you
create
later.
it, then you do the process over again. It's not like that anymore. The industry is different now. Like where it's just like we're chasing trends. And honestly, I think Drake is kind of doing the same thing. Drake is chasing trends right now, like, you know, because he's trying to produce quantity. He's not trying to produce quality. And that's the reason why, you know, somebody even brought up a good point. Kendrick has dropped 4 albums in 12 years, but Cole has dropped 4 albums in 10 years. It's not like he's been that much more consistent than fucking Kendrick. But Kendrick's catalog, Kendrick's last 4 albums is shitting on fucking Cole's last 4 albums. I'll tell you that for damn sure. But I honestly think Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, a lot of people didn't like that project. I love that project because of how reflective it was. I think it's a very mature album. And like I said, I think people are very superficial. And that's why a lot of people didn't like that album. But as people mature, as people grow, you know, like and I think they'll come to digest that album a lot more and take it in a lot differently. But Kendrick's just, to Peace Point, Kendrick's an alien, bro. He's different, bro. He's literally an alien.
He's something I don't think we've ever seen.
Never.
On somebody, I was like, Kendrick is what Lupe would have been.
The Charger.
He's
if Lupe.
Yeah,
but I feel like crazy.
But even Kendrick, I feel like he just goes to more places. Like he just, from voices to passion in it, like I don't know, man. To me, Kendrick doesn't like lack anything. The only thing knock I could hear that I might understand if his people don't like his voice.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, that's it. It's insane, brother.
It's insane, bro. Like he's and another thing, his catalog is just like he's never dropped a bad project. I don't care what anybody says. Like he's never like. Whereas a lot of the greats, Tupac has some ass albums. I mean, like it was more so his collaborative project. It was more so his collaborative projects. Okay. Like, you know, like
respect.
What I'm saying is he was a part of some ass projects. You cannot say he wasn't. Kendrick has never been a part of a bad project. Anything that Kendrick touched, he made better. Like the way that he did the Black Panther soundtrack, I don't think any other rapper could have done that. Yeah, I think Kendrick's just a fucking alien, bro. That's all I'm saying. Kendrick's a fucking alien, bro. He's different. And we talked about this earlier too. Like Kendrick, like he's made music that I don't think anyone else could make. Like for instance, Good Kid, Mad City, I don't think any other rapper could have made that album. Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, I don't think any other artist could have made that album. Like, whereas the only other real true rappers that I think can compete in that era, like, or in that area of like only making classic albums that only they could have made, are the like legends, right? Like the Hoves, you know, the Kanye's. Kanye's run, you know, from like the College Dropout to, you know, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was crazy, you know, like, and I don't think any other artist could have created those albums, you know. And I feel the same way about Kendrick. No one else could have created those albums, you know, like, but the thing about like Cole, as much as I love Cole, I could see somebody else making some of those albums, like, right? Like another rap. I'm not saying that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna stop talking now.
Cool Link is hilarious. He's like Kendrick Live project. I don't know, man. All I remember was him cussing out his girl. And
and you ain't never heard it done like you never heard a girl cussed out like that, brother.
Hey, fuck you, bitch. fuck you, bitch.
That shit was like a movie scene, bro.
It was literally a movie scene.
Because Quan said Kendrick's overplayed. People are bored with his sound.
I don't know, man.
I heard a couple people say that a lot. I ain't gonna lie.
But they say the same thing about Cole, though.
Right.
Yeah, they say Cole, yeah, bro.
And then if they say that, they have to tell me who they listening to.
Yeah, exactly. I guarantee
you got to tell me, because that sets the precedence on like.
I guarantee you, them same people is listening to Ice Spice.
Exactly.
I guarantee you.
Not that long,
I guarantee you. I guarantee you, they listen to Ice Spice.
What was the last Drake record that was impactful? Can someone like name
Who
that?
has reinvented himself lately?
Yeah, I think about that shit. What was the last?
Did you see that little look up?
Me personally, I think it was maybe.
Rich baby daddy.
We got
You know what I'm
I would say
saying?
maybe if you're reading this, it's too late. Maybe, and even that's a maybe. You know.
That's 2016.
Right,
Yeah.
Drake.
I think his last impactful record, like if we're talking about like, are we talking about album or are we talking about single?
It could be a single. It can just be one song. I would say Views would be his last like.
Yeah. Views
I
was
agree
great.
with that.
Views was good, really good. Views was great. Views was a great album.
Views is a great album.
I don't think it's. Do you think Views is classic?
I don't think so though. I mean, what's the definition of a classic, right? I mean,
I like
be technical,
Views a lot.
Classic.
Classic is a hard word to. We can't because we use it. I don't know. It's tough. That's a tough word.
But you talking about streams? Streams matter, Quan. Oh, that's he's a
bot.
bot.
We talked about this earlier. Drake knows his audience and he's catering to them. He's playing y'all like a fiddle. God damn it, he knows exactly what y'all want. So I'm gonna play. That's exactly what Drake is doing.
I mean, stream matter to a certain point, though, right? Because at the end of the day, you want to be heard, you know. So to a certain point, it does matter.
Not everything has conscious or impact. I mean, I agree, right? Like like
not everything does.
But
right.
when you're talking about
how can you talk about being Michael? You're not impactful.
Yeah,
that logic don't make no sense.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that wasn't impactful.
I mean,
when you're trying to be
to Quan's point though, because I mean, impact could be different, right? But to Quan's point, like impact on someone else could be different, right? Other people might feel like Drake music impact them, so it's kind of all about what do you get out of it, you know? So it's different.
Yeah,
so,
I think Drake is unique in the fact that he's a multi-hyphenate, right? Like he can cross so many different genres, like which I respect about him, like But if we're talking about being in the category of greatest of all time, you can't just dismiss conscious and impactful. Like you, there has to be that. There has to be. You have to have made some kind of impact in order to. But I mean, I guess to your point, DG, it does depend on like what you're talking about as far as impact. Because if we're talking about
because
there's so many more rappers and artists who are trying to sound like Drake.
Right.
And he's been the soundtrack to a generation in a way too.
Right.
Yeah,
you know
so
what I mean.
But
that's impactful in itself. So I do say that part.
Yeah. But and Kendrick is like you can't replicate that. You can't replicate Kendrick, and that's why I think he's an alien. But
when did Good Kid come out? I'm sorry. When did the Good Kid come out?
2012. 2012.
It was either 2012 or 2013. I think it was. Hold on.
I mean, Quan said he's arguably converted more people to hip hop than any artist.
2012. It was 2012.
That's a good argument.
I mean,
if
you're talking about that, like Drake is arguably the biggest rapper of all time.
Yeah, I mean, he been relevant since he came out. Relevant since he came out.
And his run.
I would say Kanye's converted more people in hip hop more than all time.
Than Drake? You think?
I feel like Drake, just because you do a Latin song doesn't mean it's impactful in Latin culture. Like, I'd be in Puerto Rico, I'd be in these Latin countries, like doing gigs. Like, you think these niggas playing? Like, nah, bro. Like, they're playing like, oh my motherfucking, like prideful. They're Latin artists. Like, they're gonna show Drake love because obviously he did the features with them. More of a strategy play than like trying to really, really, really create the best art. But I feel like if Drake wanted to Spanish, he can do that shit too. He from LA. He be speaking Spanish in his raps and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, also I can't disrupt that shit from Drake either. Like Drake did earn that. Like I feel like because and everything else is like a whole nother way. So I'll give you. Got me on that.
Cool.
Coolin', I'm glad
you said that though, because Snoop Dogg might be the biggest rapper of all time. Everybody knows who the fuck Snoop Dogg is, bro. Like I don't care.
Drake is at that level though. I think everyone knows.
I don't know, man. Like you could go to anywhere in the world and they know who Snoop Doggy Dogg is. I promise you. Like
Drake's kind of in that pocket though, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not joking.
Drake is in that pocket for sure.
It's like Steph Curry and LeBron, right? Like like worldwide, like people know that. Yeah, Drake is up there for sure.
Yeah.
Yes. You think he's the most famous rapper ever?
He's in the conversation. He's top 5, but like he's top 5. I feel like
for sure.
Yeah.
Top 5, and I don't think it's a question. It's because when we say rappers, most rappers just rap.
Right.
The reason that Drake has gone farther is because he has hit all these different. So different people hear. You see what I'm saying? Though, so different people hear him for different reasons. Sometimes that may not like rap at all. You know what I'm saying? So I think his reach just went to different places. You know what I mean?
Right.
And Snoop's just been like, I mean, he's homies with like what's her name? The chef
Kanye.
Or Martha Stewart. Is that her name?
Yeah, Martha.
Like shit like that is just like, what the Snoop? How did you even like land? Like Snoopy just in some shit that is just like, bro, I never would have guessed, bro. Like it's in, but
Snoop M. Yay. I'll put Kanye at 4, or not in order, but like he'll be on my. I don't know who 5 would be though. I don't know who. Maybe Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
Tupac still, man, has that name of just.
That's true though. Tupac is always been, bro.
He's always just been kind of cemented in like I don't think you can even mention hip hop and not like Pac don't come up. Like you know what I'm saying?
He's up there for sure. He's still up there.
Not Biggie.
I don't know about big. I don't know about are we talking about 5 biggest rappers name and just I don't know. He's probably for sure 10, but I don't know. You know, I don't know.
I do think Pac's reach was bigger than Biggie's.
I agree too.
For sure. I think Pac's reach was bigger than Biggie's.
We need to do a whole episode of music, bro. I feel like we need to do a whole new episode. Just
Facts, man.
We said we're gonna be doing 5 minutes, and like 40 minutes later.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wrap here in a second. We've been on here for.
So before we go, because we've been talking about this, is Kendrick going to respond?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, but my answer is this. I heard somebody say, I heard somebody say like, don't be a nice guy, be a good man, right? I think Kendrick's a good man. I don't think he's a nice guy, bro. I think he about to drop that motherfucker, boy.
Oh no,
he's still dropping that motherfucker, man.
He's gonna agree with the truth. He's gonna agree with the truth. Nah, he's not gonna respond. That's what I think.
You say nah?
I could be wrong. Nah, I don't think he would. He would just like, nah. I'm just gonna let it go. I think so.
That's one. I don't think Kendrick can let it go. That's the one thing, like, because Kendrick smells blood now, like, and it's just like I'm sorry, like, you know, I know Cole even in his apology said like, all right, like if you want to go toe to toe, I'll take it on the chin, but I'm like, I don't know if he's ready for this haymaker that's about to come his way. So all I'm saying is, man, like, yeah, Kendrick's not the type to let shit go, bro. He's not letting it go. Like he's Compton, bro. He's too competitive, bro. He's not letting it go.
I think he's at that end. The Rock final boss type shit.
Yeah.
He's on.
Like Kendrick is like now he's it's not that he's attempting to, but he's cementing his legacy in the game. Right. And he's going to leave an exclamation point on this situation is what I'm saying. He's going to leave an exclamation point on it. Like just to let y'all know, like, yes, like and every legendary
Come on, Quan. Come on, Quan. Come on, Quan. Come on, man. Come on, man. Hey, I'll say this, man. If you in the comments, vote for Quan for sure. But at the same time, fam, this is.
I mean, I don't think
this is out of bounds.
I don't think he meant lyrically, right? Because I feel like Drake has a lot of people that likes him. I think that's kind of based on that thing. I think that's where he's going. It's not lyrically, I think it's more about Drake has more fans. I believe.
Don't
It
matter.
don't matter.
It
You
don't
can't
matter.
end Kendrick. I think anybody who tries to get involved on the side other than Kendrick might get
I'm telling
embarrassed.
Drake,
You know what
Drake,
I'm saying?
Drake couldn't end Pusha T's career. What the hell makes you think he's gonna end Kendrick Lamar's?
I mean,
That's
Pusha T
damn
did have
near
a career after
blasphemous.
that. I mean, he wasn't like relevant before that. It's not like he was like making hit songs and all that.
He couldn't end Pusha T's career. There's no way he's ending Kendrick Lamar's career, who's arguably the best rapper of all time, bro. No. There's boy ain't no way, boy. Boy ain't no way, boy.
That
Yeah,
proves
so
I prove that Kendrick club too with a hit record too.
Yeah.
Because those guys are hearing that shit in the club because like that shit's on rotation nationwide.
facts.
Record right now.
Facts.
Yep.
And his album to 250,000 views, like, and that's power. And like at this point, we can't be acting like, oh, the Control versus. No, Kendrick does a 16, and he'll black the internet out. Like, there's no other artist that does that. Drake doesn't.
Every time.
No other. I'm talking about of all time. Like somebody put it a good way. I saw it on Twitter or something like that. Somebody said like Kendrick will not drop a project. He won't be on social media. He doesn't do any promo. Like, but he'll come out and drop one verse and shake up the entire world. He's really the boogeyman, bro. He is the boogeyman. Like, cause nobody wants that smoke, bro. Like, I'm telling you, like, he don't need all the attention that Drake and all them need. Like, Kendrick doesn't need that. He's like, I'm gonna put everybody on notice. And yeah, I may do it every 30 months. You know, Cole tried to say you drop a legendary verse every 30 months, but it's just like, all right. But I put the whole world on notice, and so what's up?
Yeah,
Like,
I don't have to agree. Like women that listen to Kendrick,
Yeah, women,
it's true.
I agree with that.
True.
I think most women would rank Kendrick third out of the big three.
Right, that's what I'm
most
saying.
women,
Right.
most women.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's true. Women run hip hop. I mean, right now, I mean, there's a lot of female. I mean, yeah.
Seeing how fast fans drop Cole today, it kind of shows the power of Kendrick Lamar. And I feel like because Drake doesn't necessarily have substance, yeah, we may have grew up with him and he has some cool songs back then, but this is a what have you done for me lately industry. And Kendrick is like, he really is boogeyman. But Drake has been writing. I don't know if you saw his Instagram. He has a little championship trophy next to his little pad. Those niggas in the booth.
I honestly, I don't care. I don't care what Drake is about to drop. Kendrick, Kung Fu Kenny wants all the smoke, bro. I'm team Kung Fu Kenny all day, bro. I'm taking Kung Fu Kenny bar for bar against any rapper.
But like Quan said, though, Drake will make a song that it's gonna go crazy, right? Because like a lot of people listen to it.
How is Kendrick not gonna do the same thing?
No, but like, this is what I'm saying. Like, because he had more like he said, more women listen to Drake than Kendrick. So I feel like Drake came up with this song is gonna go viral more. It's gonna go viral than.
What if it was like an R&B record? What if it was an R&B record?
This record is not.
Probably gonna go viral.
What if it was the first R&B with an Afrobeat drop at the end? You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
The thing about it is, if Kendrick, if Cole, or I mean, excuse me, if Drake really wants to step into that arena with Kendrick, like their beef is just going to elevate anything that they push out even more.
You see it?
Nah, I mean it's true though. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like he could, he could.
Okay,
that's fucking hilarious.
We go to Vegas with this one. Who's your money on? My money's on Kung Fu Kenny. Who's your money on, DG?
Oh, damn. Lyrically,
last question.
Your money on?
Lyrically, it's hard, man. Lyrically, I'll say Kendrick, but when it comes to mainstream, they gotta be Drake, right? Because sometimes now, especially a lot of people don't really listen to music in depth like that, you know. So with that, they're gonna give the edge to Drake because he has more.
Bro. Yeah, y'all's argument is literally diffused by the Pusha T situation. Pusha T was such a less significant rapper than Drake. If we're talking about mainstream, and Pusha T bodied Drake. Granted, he had to pull out. He had to pull out some
little gossip, right? He brought in gossip. It's a little different. But like, I agree. Lyrically, Kendrick's gonna win, like hands down. You know, lyrically, he's gonna win.
Bro, I'm telling you, if it couldn't be Pusha T, bro, he can't be Kendrick. Kendrick is the final boss. Kendrick is the final boss, bro. Like, no, there is no way.
Yeah.
He couldn't even get past level 7.
So
do you
Quan,
think he's gonna
so
get past the
Quan's
final?
taking Drake for sure. Everybody in the
Quan is
comments,
taking
before
Drake.
we get out of here, everybody take a last pick, man, because I know we got to wrap, man. But
Yeah, it's true.
I know Quan, Quan got Drake for
Quan
sure. I
got
know
Drake.
Poppy
Quan got
Shampoo
Drake.
got Drake. I know JP got Drake. Who you got cooling? Who you got cooling? I'm taking Kung Fu Kenny, bro. That's my final answer.
My final answer was Kenny too, man. It's just I just feel like they're chasing his shadow, and they can act like they're very bothered by this man. And yeah, we can't keep thinking mainstream as a damn metric, dude. Like anyone who they want to give that position to mainstream, they'll give that shit to him, man. Like that's just the game. But as far as quality, as far as like what has made an impact on culture, or when we are really old and our kids, grandkids, and shit is talking about this shit, you know, I feel like you're comparing fast food to gourmet for real, or like not even gourmet, but like soul food.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's meant to be soul food. And I feel
Gourmet soul food,
like
like you know what I'm saying?
we need soul food. I don't need rich, like I don't need goofy ass shit like that. And like it's cool songs, but I don't think we're playing them next year. But there's certain records that Kendrick has, like they're gonna continue to keep playing.
Yeah.
Damn, Drake is winning, bro.
In 90 always play.
Kendrick's catalog by the time Kendrick leaves this earth, his catalog is going to be crazy, bro.
That's good. Hey, in the comments so far,
Quan said 2011 to 2024 market. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like this is his last year. That's crazy.
Oh my God.
That's wild. But we're gonna have to get another episode on just this, bro. When the Kendrick drop, we're gonna do another one of these, bro.
We're gonna end on this. Drake is the winner in the comments right now. Drake winning.
He definitely did. He won the comments.
Like, but before we wrap, Kent brought up a good point. The fact that Cole apologized 48 hours within 48 hours of dropping the diss record, like that y'all I think this is going over y'all's heads, man. The fact Cole, he couldn't even let that shit breathe for 48 hours before he fucking apologized, bro. And y'all talk about Cole as like one of the big three. Bro, I'm sorry. Like, no, bro. No. Nobody wants that Kung Fu Kenny smoke, bro. And Kendrick didn't even really, to the coolest point, he didn't even really diss nobody. He said, fuck the big three. It's big me. Like, bro, I didn't even like close. He hasn't even started warming up yet.
Y'all cracking me up, bro.
This is funny, man. We need a whole nother.
Hey, what about Big Sean?
What about Big Sean?
I'm
just asking like what the question is. All
right.
I don't know
if
it's purposeful. Yeah, we gotta wrap. But I don't know if it's personal. But Kendrick will find a way to fuck up every one of Big Sean's drops. He's gonna find a way, bro. He's gonna find a way.
But no.
But all right, fellas.
For real, let's do another episode just on this. We can figure out the time. Let's do another episode.
Yeah. When Kendrick drops, we gonna have another one.
We're gonna do
we definitely gonna have another one.
But yeah,
I can't wait to talk about this.
I just want to say,
we putting y'all on notice now. Kung Fu Kenny coming for everybody's head.
Oh shit! Right.
Hey, big shout out to everyone who joined today, guys. Really appreciate the love.
Big shout out, man. Hey, follow the Spot Network official page, man. You know what I'm saying? We drop an episode every week, man. We here every Monday, man. Come kick it with us, fellas.
Yeah, I just tagged the page for a second. So if you're on here, please just follow the page, guys. We appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, cool link, bro. You killed me, man.
Cool is funny, man. Come on, man.
Shout out to Quan. Quan, we appreciate you tapping in, my guy. Shout out to everybody who tapped in, man. We definitely appreciate y'all. We'll be here every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific time. We outside.
Mountain time.
We here. Kung Fu Kenny coming for all the smoke. I can't wait. It's up, baby.
Come on, man.
And shout out to all my Aries out there. Shout out JP too.
Yeah, happy birthday, Z.
Yes, sir, man. Happy birthday, Z.
All right.
Already out.
Yes, sir. Y'all be easy, man. Appreciate you tapping in.
For sure.